to the IQ Pubcast.
Hello.
How's it going, guys?
All right. Well, just before we start, let me just remind you, if you guys are watching this in a later time, this is pre-recorded live streaming. So I don't want you complaining about how this isn't scripted well, because it's not scripted.
We are not scripted.
I get this sometimes after we post these videos. I get the comments like, "Man, this show's really gone downhill. The scripts suck."
Yeah, like, we're not scripted.
This ain't scripted. This is two people.
And we are just live and bullshitting with you all. Yes. And if regret happens, regret happens.
Well, welcome to our after hours late night pubcast. We decided to do this to try to give people different parts of the world different opportunity to kind of watch us live, and because Joe had to work.
Yeah, I did. I had an obligation today, so it was either now or never.
Well, it's either now or do it like on another day that wasn't as cool. Like do it on like a Tuesday.
Yeah.
No one wants to do it
right
on a
now,
Tuesday.
we're in the midst of fire and summer, so the set requires a little bit of breathing room.
Yes.
And nighttime makes it not feel like it's an inferno until we get an air-conditioned studio.
And we get to have after-hours drinks there, too.
Yeah, except all I'm drinking is like, soda. But
all right.
I like how you cut that just as my drink was coming in.
I totally did that on purpose. I totally did that on purpose.
I'm proud of you.
All right, so we usually start off kind of talking about what we're working on. It is summertime. It has been extremely hot, and frankly, I've been kind of burned out. So both literally and I think figuratively, but I am working on a big dynamic range video.
Yep.
And so I want to show you a couple of things that I made for my dynamic range video. This right here is a dynamic range demonstration.
Yeah, you're gonna have to bring it in a little bit more.
You can kind of see it in the frame.
There you go.
I'm going to turn on so there's 15 LEDs, and I got a power supply here. And I'm going to turn it on. You can see that's 15 stops of dynamic range from the brightest there. Whoops, this one.
Yeah, there you go.
All the way down to from
no light.
110 candelas per square meter down to about 7.5 candelas per square
Where
meter.
is the hat?
Where's the hat?
Yeah, hat. My hat that I usually wear.
The hat.
Because
he just came from his obligation.
I came from my obligation of work to get here, and my obligation of work doesn't have hats. So there's no hats today. But don't worry, we will be bringing it back. And at some point, we will bring out the IQ Filmmaker Trophy. That's the dream.
Oh, wait.
The dream.
No. Trying to sneak a drink in there while I'm editing myself. Okay, anyhow.
So you shot to yourself with the drink. All right.
I did that as a joke. Okay. So that's the device that we're going to demonstrate with. And then I'm going to talk about I'll show you a video that I worked on today that we're going to demonstrate. And I'll just kind of talk you right through it. I think it's, I think it's this one.
Are we playing musical buttons?
We're going to see which one it is. It's not that one.
That would not be the one.
Ah, boy. It's one of these. I want to say it's that one.
Nope.
Nope. All right. Well, we're not going to show that video yet.
Yeah.
I screwed up. But well, here, I'll toss it to Joe.
All right. So yeah, while I do this, he's going to go and look and see which button is supposed to be activated by his thing. So all right, let's Brandon. Awesome to see you. Bad Karma. Hello. Zach. What is up? Kian. How are you doing? Oleg. Cows are good, indeed. Why not? Staten, how are you doing, my friend? Always good to see you. Akhil, how are you doing? Let's see if I missed anyone in this. Timoto, Jose Fino, and if I get your guys' names wrong, please forgive me. I suck at names.
All right, I got the video queued up here. So let's see if this works. All right, let's see if I hit cut. All right, so this is a shot in RAW. This is the Rec 709, and we apply a Canon Log 2 filter or gamma curve to it, and we can color correct that to get that final image. So the idea is we can go from this insanely overbright, I heard it called apocalyptic heat death, to that, basically using the power of RAW and dynamic range. So I'll explain all that in my video. It's a brain twister, and I've been working on it for about 3 weeks now. And I still haven't gotten written it because it's just hard to explain, and even to myself. So that's the big one I'm working on. You just mentioned the new shirt in our merch store. It's Live and Laugh, 24 frames per second. Okay, this is a rant I'm going to be releasing pretty soon. So I made this shirt in celebration of that rant about why 24p still matters. And so check out that shirt. That shirt's going on sale for $19.99 for the t-shirts, men's and women's. There's also the, I believe those hoodies are in there too. So we're trying to get that in a
now is the hoodie for the hoodie? Is it on the back or is it on the front?
It's on the front.
Ah,
should be on the back.
I think it should be on the back.
Should the front and the back. I don't know.
Maybe like littler on the front and then bigger on the back.
Like a corner thing.
Yeah, like a corner thing.
If you guys in the chat like that idea, just like start hounding me and we'll get that added to it. But yeah, check out those t-shirts next time I wear it.
Hey, Peanut. Yeah, also he is wearing one of the other new ones, which is the MacGuffins,
the characters.
The character and the filmmaker IQ in lights.
And they're nice shirts. They're they're comfy. They breathe well. And my suggestion is to always order one size larger than you think you are, because you're being modest. I know it, but that's just the way I think it is. So anyhow, that's what we're up to. It's so hot. I'm sorry. I feel like I'm low energy tonight. But
we'll get to
we'll get to
it. Awesome. Wait, he says I know you guys from
D4 Darius.
Oh, awesome.
Cool. Welcome.
I like the shirt too. Yeah,
shirts are awesome.
Yeah, we wanted to. Well, one, we're always looking for new ways to show or have you guys show off your appreciation of what we do, and also we're working towards our turning this into a place where we can actually use it as our job and not an excuse to have fun, which we still will do regardless. But
While Joe's talking, I'm just putting away this.
Are you guys coming out as Jack and Jill fans? The Jack and Jill is actually from a sketch that we did on our Filmmaker IQ live show.
There it is.
We were at about 3 episodes. We'll probably bring it back someday. But right now it's more, I think we're going to start seeing sketches more so than the Filmmaker IQ live show format. So yes, Fantastic Four, Jack and Jill. Actually, do we have the sketch as a sketch yet? Just as itself?
No, we should probably. Well, we'll do that when we
start releasing the sketches. We will bring these out as individual sketches. We've got a whole bunch of great ideas that we really want to put forward. But as we said, summer is hot, and it's one of those things that we kind of go, "Oh, that would be a great idea," when it starts to cool off. So we will be getting into the sketches. Hopefully when summer starts to cool down, so September.
We got a couple sketches. We got like 2 or 3. I don't like. So I think I don't like talking about stuff until things are inked out.
Yeah, exactly.
Because in this business, you never know what's going to happen, and people who loose lips sink ships, as I say. And there's a lot of people that I've known that just like blabber on about how great their project is, and like, yeah, that sounds great.
Yeah, exactly.
And then what happens? It doesn't happen.
Yep.
So that's why I don't like to talk about stuff that we're not for sure. Like the dynamic range video, that's a for sure. That's going to come sure. And we've got a film jobs video coming out. That's a for sure.
Yep.
But I don't like to talk about stuff that isn't quite for sure. But we're going to try to. Our direction is to head to make some shorts and then do like behind the scenes and kind of go through the entire process of how not just like a tutorial of like one little thing, but like how are we going to do the casting, how we did the writing.
How we did everything from small pieces from everything from start to finish.
There's a great short idea that Joe and I wish I could tell you about it, but
yeah, exactly. That's why I'm only saying sketches because there's a lot of funny. I mean, the thing is just like anyone out there, you sit there and you have an idea for something and you laugh, and that's how me and John are. We'll sit here and come up with 10, 15 ideas that we just think are super funny, and then it's like, well, which one can we realistically do, and which one do we think is the funniest? And then we try to pursue that one.
All right, one last thing before we get to you guys. There's the Patreon logo. So patreon.com/filmmakeriq. I posted a couple little tests up there. Yeah, just check it out. If you want to become a monthly subscriber and help us out, go right ahead. Or you can always help us out by buy yourself a t-shirt. Hopefully that 24 FPS one, frames per second one, get your guys' attention. And then if you want to go to audible.com/filmmakeriq. I've been doing a little bit of audiobooks. I actually read some audiobooks, and I got a name that go under called Paul. What do they call him? Anyhow, his name is Paul. What? I forget my pseudonym.
Well, while you do that real
Anyhow,
fast.
but those are those two things.
I'll just say hi to a few people that have
Hi to
jumped
the new
in.
people.
Michelle and Michael. Michael said, my first time here, and I just wanted to say I love the setup, guys. Really killing it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. And then Whipsy Sama said hi. And Nate Films Tutorials, welcome back, my friend. How are you doing? And have you some plans to make videos with tips for documentary filmmaking? That would be very cool.
We'll get into that, yeah.
I think we are, but
just real quick, Brandon, it's not Paul Verhoeven, unfortunately. It should have been. It's the guy that won best supporting actor this past year. I borrowed his name. Okay, so documentary filmmaking. I don't have a lot of tips on that, although that's what pays my bills mostly because I make commercial documentaries for like nonprofits and profits and all that.
Who knows? Maybe down the road we'll make a mockumentary.
Yeah.
And then kind of we can go through the process of how we did it. And that might help people for doing documentaries.
You know what? I'll throw out a little bit of what my theory about documentary is. Documentary is you go out,
hit for the heart.
You have a story in mind.
Yeah.
And you try to find people to fill in the gaps of the story.
Yeah.
Right. And that's what you film. So you're basically throwing a big fishing net out there and trying to reel in all the little bits. And then you take the little bits and you put them together and you create a story.
Yeah.
Versus a narrative film is you have a story and you go out there and you make those little bits. And then you come back and put together into a story.
Okay.
So that's the difference. So I like narrative a whole lot better because I like storytelling and I don't like to fish for stuff. That's why but documentaries can be great too. Joe's got something. He's laughing about something.
Well, James Kent first said hi. And then everybody is seeing the Jack and Jill.
Jack and Jill.
Okay.
It's not only Jack and Jill. It's Jack and Jill Criterion Collection.
Yep, the special edition.
Special
Blu-ray.
edition with commentary from the director.
Yep, exactly. And that is for those guys out there. It is essentially part of a short that you'll see. We'll put it up as a sketch. But if you want to see some funny stuff and you haven't seen our earlier Filmmaker IQ live shows, they're on the channel. So go check them out. They are filled with skits, which we are just going to kind of drop the Filmmaker IQ live part and just do funny skits. The computer guy. I don't know if that is...
Is that Frank?
Is that Frank? I don't know. But
is it a computer guy with an E?
I don't know. That's
all right. Okay. Background story.
Anyway, background story. All right. So when we were younger, me and John and a gentleman named Frank decided to do a pilot for a show. We should actually say that it was he who wrote it.
He wrote it, but Frank is Joe's relative.
Yeah, he's related to me.
Yeah.
And so we decided to do this, and within the span of a weekend...
Yeah, it was like 3 days.
3 days, like Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah.
We shot a pilot. We went through the whole process from hiring actors to he secured the location to getting everything ready, going over script, and it was a very interesting experience.
Yeah, Frank directed, I did DP, Joe was, what was your official title?
I don't think I even had an official title.
Your official title was beat him into shape.
Yeah, just get everybody onto the set.
Assistant director.
Yeah.
Assistant director, pretty much.
But,
it's out there, and it is called The Computer Guy.
Yeah, it is called The Computer Guy.
So if you see that movie, and it looked like it came out in 2005, and it was shot in standard definition.
It was.
That probably was. That's probably it. And
and welcome, Charlie.
You're starting off. It's good. Well, it is what it is when you start off.
Korea.
Anyhow.
Korea. I'm sorry if I murder your guys' names again. Said sending love from Kenya. Awesome. And
awesome.
Charlie, welcome, Charlie.
Zach asked, how did Jack and Jill get on the Criterion Collection? Easy. I photoshopped it.
Yeah, we photoshopped it. Let's see.
Citizen Kane. Charlie the Anteater makes a very cogent point that Jack and Jill is better than Casablanca and Citizen Kane.
And Staten just says, has anyone dug up your old embarrassing videos? None of you guys have yet. And if we're lucky, You guys won't, but I'm sure somebody will find them sooner or later. I mean, you know what, though? I'm not embarrassed about anything we did.
No.
Like, it is always entertaining to watch them. Sometimes you're like, oh, why did I do that? But at the same time, it always makes me laugh seeing them. And so, yeah, it's not really embarrassing. It's just stuff that we've learned from.
I might be more embarrassed by some of the earlier filmmaker IQ stuff, honestly.
Yeah.
not the video. Videos are all in good fun. I mean, there's a bunch of stuff from me in MySpace, too, those days. Ugh.
Let's see. Juke, welcome. Thoughts on the newest Academy Award category?
We thought that was
going to
come up.
Movie. We thought it would come up. So let's go
let's
on
hash
that.
Let's hash on it.
Do you want to start first?
Yeah, basically. At first I was like, it might be interesting, but the question is, how are you going to execute it? And it's like, what's classified as a popular movie? As a movie that only makes like, is Devil Wears Prada really is that a popular movie or is that an art movie? Because that's like, well, it was successful, but it wasn't that successful.
Well, yeah. At that point, it's like, well, what's the criteria?
Point? Yeah.
Like, is it because it made a lot of money that counts as popular? Because Batman v Superman made a lot of money and it wasn't construed as popular at all.
The Oscar-winning movie, Batman versus Superman.
Yeah.
From the Oscar-winning director.
Do you bleed? Like, that is the most horrible line ever.
Martha?
But, Martha. My mom's name is Martha. Like,
sorry.
Spoilers?
Spoiler alert.
There you go. Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. Yeah, so that's the problem. I mean, that's one problem. Where do you draw the line? What's popular? And then it's kind of like, people are saying that the animation category is kind of annoying in that it's a way to pigeonhole animation movies. Like I'm a firm believer that Coco probably should have been the best movie last year.
Yeah,
it probably should have been in the best movie category, but it was relegated to the animated movie where it had to compete against classics like Boss Baby. And Ferdinand.
Okay, the computer guy said something kind of funny. We have to
why is thunder after lightning? Even God has to wait for sound.
That was pretty funny. I thought that was pretty good.
That's going to be one of the topics of our sketches.
Ooh, yeah.
But it doesn't. I don't know. We'll see what the execution is. Although it's maybe one of those things like remember when Netflix got rid of DVDs?
Yeah.
And they said, well, yeah,
they will bring back the DVDs.
We'll forget that. I'm a feeling that the Oscars are going to be like, yeah, we're probably not going to do that popular picture. What do you think, Joe?
I don't know. I think we'll just see. Honestly, I feel like we'll just see comic book movies 90% of the time because it's like construed as popular. And the thing is a lot, and Marvel kind of has it in the bag because you leave them feeling good, usually. Like 90% of the time, like Spider-Man, Deadpool, like you usually leave them in a upbeat mood. And they always seem to strike money. Like they always seem to have that balance is like, oh, did you enjoy Thor Ragnarok? Yeah, I enjoyed Thor Ragnarok. Oh, it made a lot of money too. So obviously that must be the popular. It's going to be which Marvel movie reaches that popular line. And the only thing DC might have that would scratch that is honestly Shazam. I keep going back to DC, just hoping, just give me a good movie. I'll still go see the damn movies, but because I like DC a little more than Marvel, but not the movie. I mean, the characters I like better, but the movies, Marvel's got it in the bag. Let's face it. Yeah, and then Juke said, "Do you feel like Hollywood is on the verge of dying because of all the comic book adaptations and Star Wars movies?
We keep talking about
oversaturating the market. Not really, because they only equate to about 5% of actual videos that are being that are coming out of Hollywood.
Movies,
maybe 5%. And so
we did the math in one night. It was like there's like what 6 or 7 comic book movies a year.
Yep,
out of like 700 movies that come out.
So I mean, in that 5% is being generous, and that's if Star Wars starts really turning that Star Wars. Really churning that Star Wars like Jack in a Box. So I mean, it's one of those things. Is what's really killing movies is just lack of creativity 90% of the time, because you get one art house film that was okay, but it only goes to a certain small amount of like screenings. And then John goes, hey, we should go see this. And then I go, I want to go see it super late. And then we don't go see it. So even we don't support it. And then John goes and sees it by himself on a Friday night and take a picture of it. And then I'm like, I should have just went and saw it. But
I was like, I wanted to go see that movie Death of Stalin. It's an art house movie by the guy that made Veep. And I was like, oh, I want to see it. And then Tim's like, yeah, I want to go see it too. Can we wait till Friday? I'm like, fine, I'll wait till Friday. Friday, it's gone.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, come on. Give me, I mean, I read it on Amazon. It was pretty, it was like a 7 out of 10 for me. But, yeah, I would have liked to see it in theaters. It's a funny movie. It's Death of Stalin. Check it out. All right, let's get back to this stuff. We haven't talked to these guys here.
Let's see. Chartler. Someone said something that Catch Fleck for asking the same question.
How many of you guys have seen the Mission Impossible movie, the new one? Because I hear that's pretty darn good, but I haven't gotten around to it yet. If you guys,
there was a gentleman who was in here that I think I missed his message because Nagendra said, thanks for your filming lessons. I've learned a lot with your videos. It's very nice to see you live and saying thanks. I'm looking for more video lessons from you, and can you talk about visual effects more in depth? How to shoot for visual effects kind of effects. Thanks once again. Yeah,
once we do our sketches, because a lot of sketches will be visual effects intensive, I see those as being more like, here's how we did this visual effect, and it'll be a little more. We'll go into a little more detail. The lessons that we give are very like ground level knowledge. I don't want them to. I don't give you like, here's a tutorial how I did this, because there's obviously better ways than what I did.
Yeah.
And I'm not an expert on that. And so yeah, the sketches, I think we'll try to do more of that. We're going to do some more videos. Again, it's just been summer and it's been so bad, and I've been trying to do this dynamic range video, which has been I'm basically like bursting a blood vessel in my brain trying to figure the damn thing out. It's confusing as heck, and the people online do not help because anyhow.
Yeah,
I go off anyhow.
Yeah, and Juke, what I would say is, because he said he saw Blade Runner 2049, which deserved more box office revenue than the movies like The Last Jedi. And then he said,
well, I don't know if it deserves more than last year.
Lack of originality is another factor with how much Hollywood is rehashing the same idea and remaking movies. The problem with that is people like us, because we want nostalgia. Yeah. Nostalgia is what we crave. Oh, I remember that when I was a kid. Star Wars is a remake for the fact of it's trying to appease nostalgia from the past while trying to branch into the new era of people. The problem with that is you can't do both. Then also, sometimes you get a director that doesn't give a fuck. Yeah. And he's just like, you know what? I'm going to do it the way I want to do it. And remember all those things that the guy before me set up? Yeah, I'm going to knock them all down.
Which I think is cool, but Joe doesn't.
Which, if he did it in the right way, I would have said it was cool. He didn't do it in the right way.
Well, I think also what's happening with Star Wars and Marvel movies is like, if you remember going back to film history, like early film history, you had serials. Yeah, 1910s and 1920s. 1910s, their first movie serials. And you go to the movies and you get these serials. We're kind of back in that serial mode again, where we're now, you gotta, if you're watching, because we've seen all the Marvel movies pretty much. That's like a big long ass story, and we've been trained to kind of go for big long ass stories because of television. Yeah, because we sit there and watch 20 hours of The Expanse or something, or Game of Thrones. We love that. So I think we're in a weird place where some of these movies are going to this really long, multi-sequel versions.
Well, yeah, and then the problem is a lot of people, again, saying for the whole fact of superheroes, it's DC has been trying to go for these kind of one-off ideas. And Nolan,
they've been trying.
They're trying to create a world now, but like trying, Nolan's was, here is Batman Begins. If you never see any of the other ones, from start to finish, it's a complete movie. Same with Dark Knight Rises, and same with...
he didn't want to make the third one.
Yeah, and he didn't want to make the third one, but they were all standalones on their own.
Yeah, basically.
But now you're getting this feeling of Marvel, which is, hey, there's Black Panther. Yeah. You see all those other people that are showing up? They might get their own spin-off movie. Oh, great. And you have like 17 movies now. Yeah. So it's one of those things of, did I love, Avengers Infinity War? Yeah, sure I did. But I mean, I can understand people's thing of like, well, okay, I just saw this one. It didn't really feel like it hashed anything out because, at the end of it,
so you're gonna do it?
I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. But at the end of other ones, okay, we'll just go with the original Iron Man. If you haven't seen the original Iron Man by now, go see it. I don't really spoiler it. But, we all know Samuel L. Jackson shows up as Nick Fury and goes like, this is a bigger world out there.
I'm having way too much fun.
We will need your help. And you're like, okay, great. That's awesome. And like on the first one, you were excited because it hadn't been done before. But now 17, 18 movies later, we're like, all right, I mean, I want to enjoy this. And finally, Thor Ragnarok, a Thor movie, actually was entertaining.
That was entertaining as heck.
Like,
I didn't see the other. I didn't see the other
first one
movies.
wasn't bad. The second one was like, meh.
Yeah.
And then the third one was like, yes, this is AC/DC and freaking all this other stuff.
You know what's sad too is like we wanted to go see the Ant-Man movie and we didn't. The second one. And we just like
we're gonna have to go see it at the Temecula Theater.
The cheapy theater.
Yeah. Let's see.
I'm sick of mother-loving superheroes in my mother-loving plane. Good one, Brandon.
Yep. I found you guys a couple of months ago doing research
cool.
for a film studies class that I'm teaching to high schoolers this year. Great content, and I enjoy watching. Megan, thank you for coming.
I used to do like, if you want to do an open chat with high school students, I've done a couple of those. We will keep the drinks off the campus show. But yeah, if we want to do that, I've done it before. But yeah, high school. If you feel free to use any of your videos in your high school class, if you want to take a day off and just show
What
videos.
would you think about doing a Filmmaker IQ video on opening logos? We did do one on posters.
Yeah, posters.
And that's like opening videos. Maybe we'll do one on TV like intros, how they went from like the most key important thing at the start to maybe 3 seconds.
No, we did posters and we also did one on opening titles.
Title screen,
sequences.
That's right.
Weirdest things.
Let's see. The Ant movie with J-Lo.
There's an Ant movie with J-Lo?
I don't know.
All right, so one of my best memories in college was sitting with our friend, your mutual friend named Adam, and we were at a dorm.
Where he tears it apart?
And we were watching Jiggly.
Oh, okay.
With Jiggly with Ben Affleck and J-Lo.
Yeah.
And we were laughing our butts off.
I've never seen that movie.
So like, yeah, Adam and I were sitting there and we're just laughing, and we weren't drinking or anything because we were too young, and he was like our RA at the dorm, so you're not allowed to drink, right?
Yeah. We
were laughing our butts off, and everybody was coming in because it was like a movie. It was like a movie screening in the Commons, and everyone's like, "Dude, this movie's horrible," and they just start walking away. And so by the end of the movie, it's just Adam and me laughing our asses off, and everyone's just like, "God, you guys got sick sense of humor."
Well, hey.
And now with the rise of like red letter media,
yeah, exactly,
that stuff is cool.
And people is cool.
Like, oh, I watched The Room because it's so bad. The Room has nothing on Jiggly.
That is true.
Anyhow,
isn't it? What is it?
Jiggly. Gigli.
It really is Jiggly.
Jiggly, yeah.
Huh,
sad.
okay.
That's her name. That's J-Lo's character's name. That's when J-Lo and Ben Affleck were dating.
Yeah, no, that's some great writing right there. Her name is Jiggly.
That's the kind of quality information you get on the Pubcast.
That's right.
So if you're watching this later on and you're complaining, you want to type in a comment, man, this has really gone downhill.
J-Lo,
Ben Affleck, Jiggly. Google it. Have fun. Yeah.
J-Lo, you should come on our Pubcast. Hashtag make it happen.
I would have J-Lo here. She would just like suck the air out of the room, I'm sure.
Yeah.
She'd just talk about whatever she wants to talk about.
Yeah, at that point, she can just talk about anything. No. She can talk about how great her movie is. I don't give a crap.
She seems nice. I don't know. I guess. They're all... Jiggly is an old movie. Never knew how to pronounce it. Oh. Yeah, it's because I'm an old man. That's why. I watched that movie when I was 20 years old. That's a long time ago. I'm not even sure I pronounced it properly. I'm pronouncing probably like the whitest way you can pronounce it. Anyhow,
apparently, opening and closing credits of Disney movies gave Juke the scares.
What?
I don't remember much of the opening and closing of many Disney movies.
Oh yeah,
from the past. Isn't it just the castle with the like thing that goes up and over it and like sprinkles down stuff on like Disney castle?
I like the new one they got, the 3D render where they fly through the magical kingdom and all.
See, that one might give me nightmares.
What's kind of scary if you watch that one logo where like that one guy, he's like this golden sculpture, he pulls an arrow out of his quill and he shoots it through like 3 hatchets, and it's like...
Isn't that the Odyssey one?
Something like that. It's one of those.
Yeah, because it's like from the Odyssey.
It doesn't scare me. I mean, let's face it, no logos really scare me. But as far as like... I mean,
let's see. X-Files intro / title were pretty gnarly as a kid.
Yeah. So X-Files. No.
Oh, wait, yeah. Yeah. I mean, I can understand.
But then Unsolved Mysteries.
Yeah.
because we were just watching that the other day.
Yeah, that
one's creepy.
Yeah,
but what was
that gives you goosebumps.
Yeah.
It still does to me too.
Yeah, a little bit.
Because then he comes on, he's like, you know, in Kansas in 1973, a young girl disappeared. There were lights over Kansas that year, and they just go, and he goes into this creepy thing, and then it does the mystery, unsolved mystery thing again. Yeah, if you ever watch it, that is creepy. That one's creepy.
Also, one for me is a Current Affair. You remember that thing?
Current Affair.
It was like the really trashy tabloid TV show.
Yeah.
And like,
oh yeah, I remember that one.
It was like a triangle thing. And then there's another TV show that was called Hard Copy.
Oh, Hard Copy.
Remember?
Okay.
And it had that like the ball that used to, those old typewriter things. Yep. I didn't know what that was. It would slam into your face.
Yep. Ching, ching, yeah.
That was a show that Bill O'Reilly was on when you get freaked out too. So that's a scary show.
Current Affairs was in Dumb and Dumber. Yeah, I think it was.
Oh my gosh, yes it was. Hey, you know what's okay?
Have you seen Twin Peaks? We'll talk about that in a sec.
That movie, it's called Good Times. Have you seen that movie? It's got with Robert Pattinson, and he plays this like he's kind of like, well, he's an idiot, and he's got his like brother who's kind of mentally challenged, and they but then they he's like, oh, I gotta make this one last score or whatever, and then they're running around, and then they break into this guy's house, or they get into this guy's house. Anyways, the point I'm making is there's a commercial on TV, and Chad probably knows what I'm talking about. Yeah. It's for Celino and Barnes Injury Attorneys. Oh. You ever heard that on the radio?
No.
It's like Celino and Barnes Injury Attorneys. Call 1-800-888-8888.
I've never.
Oh my god! I'm like forever. In 30 years, I will remember that stupid Celino and Barnes commercial. And they've changed their phone number since then, because no longer 88888. It's like 888.
I always remember. Actually, this is weird. Like the one I remember is Larry H. Parker.
Yeah, he's still on.
Yeah.
He's still got ads.
He got me 1.2 million.
It's always that one dude. He's like
one
there's a motorcycle accident he got.
Yep.
I'm Larry H. Parker, and we'll fight for you.
Yep, exactly.
That's what he always did.
Are there any classic movies you find to be overrated?
Oh,
for
boy.
me, I'd say Full Metal Jacket and Pulp Fiction are up there.
I will disagree with you on Pulp Fiction, but
Full Metal Jacket, I don't know. I've watched it twice.
Here's what I think.
I was like,
I'll throw a Full Metal Jacket is it's like two movies. You can watch the first half with R. Lee Ermey, and that's really good.
Yeah.
And then you can stop it.
Yep.
And the rest of it's like, you can watch the second half you want. It's got some good stuff in it, but R. Lee Ermey is what you're there for. And that's the show.
Yeah.
And the other thing is kind of like the second act. I will get crap for saying this.
The phone number to call Jenny. 8375601.
That's the one, I think. I don't remember.
8375601.
You can stick any numbers in there. And it would sound right.
It might. That's probably not the number. Also,
8675309.
Don't call it.
Anyhow.
Oh, actually, I think that's right.
Yeah. But anyhow, the one movie I think is a classic is overrated. Well, I can't get into it personally. Is 8.5. I'm sorry. I don't. Movie just doesn't jive with me because it's like famous people whining about being famous and the problems they have being famous. It's like I can't get on board with that.
I was
movie.
apparently
Sorry.
3 digits off, and you were right. So
867. There it is.
I said 8375309.
You guys watched Evil?
I called Jenny's unknown younger sister.
You called Jenny's mom.
I called Jenny's mom. Let's see.
Jenny's mom is up for a good time now. Now I'm getting a little older, and Jenny's mom is starting to look a little appealing there. Have you guys ever watched Evil Demon Goofball from Hell? It's loosely based on The Telltale Heart by Edgar Allan Poe, directed by Rian Johnson. It's extremely weird. Like, I don't understand. Oh,
that might be something to watch in our version of Half in the Bag. Or not Half in the Bag.
Well, I don't
Best
think
of the Worst.
It actually may be good.
Well, maybe it's good. Something that's called Evil Demon Golf Ball from Hell has to be so funny or so bad it's good.
Yeah. Or it could be just decent.
8.5. Is that
8 3/4
movie?
8.5. Yeah, that's that one guy, Federico Fellini's movie.
Yeah.
I just felt like, because I'm a filmmaker. It felt like another filmmaker whining about having oh, what am I gonna do? All these people want me to make a film. Oh, that kind of thing.
Oh, Ryan Johnson directed The Last Jedi. Okay, it's obviously going to be terrible then.
No, Ryan Johnson did good stuff. Don't give Ryan Johnson crap. You remember Looper?
I liked Looper.
Yeah, he did a good job on Looper.
I know.
That's how he got Star Wars. But he did a good job with Looper.
Yep. And then he shit all over it. Shit the bag so hard.
He's gonna make a trilogy of new Star Wars
That's
movies.
right.
It's gonna be the best trilogy.
It's like the dude who made Bright on Netflix.
Oh, well, that guy. Yeah.
That guy was...
Well,
he was
you're
like,
talking about
this
the-
is going to be my opus,
You're talking
my
about
Star Wars.
the writer of that guy.
Whatever, I don't care.
That's Max Landis. He's Harold Landis's, or whatever his name, Landis's son.
Yeah, well...
They had him on Red Letter Meteor.
Yeah, it was bad.
Yeah.
What's up, Twisted Flesh? How are you doing?
Is it important? Okay, sorry, we didn't answer your question. Beyond my thoughts, is it important to study film in college if you want to work in film? I'm about to go into college to study film and might change major computer science as it seems more beneficial.
Here's the thing. Never stop learning.
Yeah.
Never stop learning. But also, don't put your eggs all in watching someone else do it. Go out there and fail until you succeed. Because look at the people that made Last Jedi. He failed. He failed up somehow. And, hey, that ain't bad.
Just for the record, I did like Last Jedi. Joe did not. So you know. Okay. Anyhow, question about film.
I give this guy way more crap than I really... Because, like,
That's
the thing
fine, I
was,
don't
it was... Okay, I'm not going to go into why I disliked it.
Are we going to do...
No,
we're
we're
get
not.
that graphic out? No Star Wars?
No, we're not going to do that. But
like
let's
enough.
just say there was some key fundamental things that just went out the window for him. The main character of Boyhood is, in my opinion, the worst.
He doesn't mean what he says.
Are you calming the porg?
Calming the porg.
Wait, you mean space chicken?
He's a space chicken. He's delicious.
That Chewie set on fire.
That was the funniest
and
scene.
And then he was going to eat it, and then the other chicken looked at him all sad.
Yeah, everyone was kind of in the theater going, oh, and I'm like going, ha ha ha, that's hilarious.
I was like, that makes sense. If you got all these space chickens on this island, what are you going to eat? You're going to eat space chicken.
And he's ready to bite into this delicious looking space chicken, and the little space chicken's like, don't eat me.
Also, here's the thing. Within like, what, 3 days, somehow they infested the Millennium Falcon so much. It's like, what are these? They're like,
I think he brought him in there.
Chicken rabbits.
He brought him in there. Yeah, he's like,
I don't think he did.
They're the if I'm going to borrow from Red Letter Meteor, one of my favorite channels, they're the Tribbles. Of the Star Wars
there's
universe.
So many. Like,
we're not going to argue about Star Wars because that gets boring after a while. It's the same old shit over and over again.
It will happen at some point, Jude. We will have just an episode where we just
probably
go
when
down
the next movie comes out. That's what it is.
Yeah, actually, after the third one, because then I'll thrash the whole damn thing. But what do you guys think about
So
Bollywood?
we never did answer that guy's question.
Which one was that?
I would study computer science and then watch movies and on the side and learn about movies on the side.
Right. Yeah, just, hey, watch the lessons and go out there and don't go out there, but write a script and challenge yourself to, like, find new ways of shooting it that perhaps you wouldn't have done before. And then if it doesn't work, find someone on there find someone online that maybe did it a way that works, and then compare what you did to what they did, and then do it again, make it better. I don't know. Practice. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, like the thing is, I'm kind of down on suggesting people just go into the film industry because it's just hard as heck. But what if I'm telling you that and you think, well, maybe John's got a point and I'm not going to do it, then you probably maybe you don't have enough passion to go into. If you're like, screw John, he's an idiot, he doesn't know what he's talking about, then yeah, you got the drive, but it's just so dang hard, and it's
Miley on Disney said something kind of funny, which is it important to see a film about college?
Yes, especially anything with Rodney Dangerfield in it.
Yeah, there you go.
Anything with Rodney Dangerfield, maybe Porky's, but you're probably a little young for Porky's.
What was that one that had Ryan
Animal
Reynolds
House?
in it when he sucked?
When
he was young.
Oh, come on.
Van Wilder. There you go. It's so terrible.
I learned to hate Ryan Reynolds because of that movie.
It was so bad, it was funny.
Well, he's such a dick in that movie.
You can watch Old School and
there you go. You can watch
Ferrell.
that.
Animal House.
These are exactly how college is like.
Yeah,
I mean, you
didn't
totally
Van
like
Wilder,
it.
Isn't Van Wilder's dad in that the dude from Animal House?
I don't know. I don't remember. I don't remember Van
I
Wilder.
think I thought that was Animal House National Lampoon, because it's National Lampoon's Van Wilder.
Oh, was it? So, is it like is a universe?
So it's like a universe.
National Lampoon universe.
Yeah.
Before they had universes.
Where he's like, my son is just like whatever, a young, whatever. I don't know what it would be.
Let's just throw it out there. What do you guys think of the Bollywood movies? Do you see them do you see our movies? We do not. Sorry. We don't get any Bollywood out here. You have to go searching for it. So
yeah, I kind of have to go searching for it for us. What's the most disturbing movie that was hard for you to sit through?
Good question. Do you know one? Do you have one?
I honestly don't.
The Last Jedi.
No, I'm not gonna be that. I'm not gonna be that douchey.
That ruined my childhood.
Well, there are probably some people who say that when they got back out.
Get a better childhood.
They might. Hey, you don't know what their childhood was like.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but
could be sitting alone like their only thing was watching the
Star
Empire
Wars
Strikes Back on loop, like me watching Temple of Doom. But I had toys to play with.
Yeah. What would be something that was so hard to sit through? I mean, it'd have to be like maybe check.
I can't think of a good one.
Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah,
maybe
but I could watch that.
I mean, I could watch it, but I don't know.
I'll give you a real story.
I'm trying to think of like a blood.
This is a blasé thing.
Okay.
But
well, please take it away because I can't think of anything.
Yeah, maybe it'll jog Joe's memory. But I was at Las Vegas Film Festival, and I went to the opening night movie, which is a documentary about some skiers, and it was okay. And then like some guy because I was doing a lot of work for the drug rehab centers back in the day. I'm not a drug rehab, but I just knew a producer that did a lot of documentaries. So I was making that stuff, and the guy came up to me and said, "Hey, I got this movie about a guy who gets on his life is destroyed by methamphetamine. He tries to get his life back together." He sold me a great pitch. I'm like, "Yeah, I'll stick around and watch your movie." And so I sat there and I watched his movie, and it was horrible. And the problem was, like, there was this really cute girl, a bunch of really cute girls, and they were going to the after party from the opening night movie. Mm-hmm. And I promised this guy would stay and watch his movie, then go to that overnight. But I'm sitting there like, I cannot sit through this garbage. This is horrible. It's not even an official selection because it was like, I convinced the guy to play it the night before. And I was like, I can't stand this. And I got up halfway and I just left the theater, hailed a taxi, went to the after party. And I did not regret that because that movie, I had a hard. I'm sure that's not in the spirit of your question, but that was the worst.
Brandon said the hardest movie to sit through for John was Deliverance. Not really. I like even Deliverance
is okay. Yeah.
Like okay, I have to say the breaking of the leg scene was like
that's not Deliverance.
No,
oh wait,
that is Deliverance, right?
No, Deliverance is the.
What am I thinking of?
You're thinking of
what's her name?
The other one, Kathy Bates. Yeah.
I thought that. Okay, I don't know. What is the name of that movie?
I don't remember that. Chat, help us out.
Yeah, chat, help us out.
It's not
Kathy
Deliverance.
Bates is not Deliverance. It's
Deliverance.
Something.
But I'll make it squeal.
Yeah, exactly.
That's not so bad to sit through.
How do you guys come up with script ideas?
Oh God.
I say something, then John says something, and then I take it to a dark place, and then John takes it to a slightly
we could make
lighter
that work
place.
If we change this, and then Joe's like, "Well, let's change this to this,"
and then I change a little bit. Then he goes dark, and then I try to bring it back into the light a little bit, and then and then we.
Thank you, Brandon. Misery.
That okay. Well, yeah. There you go.
Anyhow, so we sit around
Deliverance
and goof
misery.
Throw spitballs at a wall, and like say stuff that bugs us about the day or about our lives, and then kind of draw some sort of parallel to some sort of story out of that, and that's how a script kind of gets born.
Yep.
So that's it.
Yeah, that's pretty much. I mean,
low energy, John.
Yeah, low energy.
I got new glasses, by the way.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, you can see they're a lot clearer.
See, there's a lot of people on our videos will say because I had the old glasses from but they were too small for my face, so I had to like file down the edges, and they would often go like this when I'm talking.
Yeah.
And so I'd be talking like, and I'm John Hess. Go out there and make something great.
Yeah.
But now these glasses fit properly.
There you go.
And I can see better. Not so scratchy.
B horror movies are hard for you to watch. I think horror movies are pretty much hard for everybody to watch. I mean, it's one of those things where they try to B movies. The way they kind of get it, like things going, is jump scare.
You know what I couldn't watch was Turkish Star Wars.
Oh, okay.
I could not watch that movie at
See,
all.
I do know a movie that, and I don't like that I couldn't sit through. I watched 20 minutes of it, and then I was like done.
Last Jedi? Oh, no, sorry.
No, Human Centipede. Tried to watch that.
I watched that one. It was okay.
It's freaking ugh. No.
Well, if you don't imagine what's going on in their mouth, then it's okay. But
no, it's like I was like, no, I don't want to watch this. I don't even like the idea. It's like, nope, I'm done. Bye bye.
So they should have made the Human Centipede with that one guy from Mad TV, that one Asian guy, Korean dude, Johnny Cho. Is that not John Cho? That's the other guy. I forget the one comedian guy.
Are you John Lovett's brother? I wish.
John Lovett's.
I don't know if you're talking to John or myself.
John Lovitz.
John Lovitz. I would totally like to have been his brother, so that way I could bum money off him.
I don't know. He may not have that much.
Or at least make him say lines from The Critic.
I know. I would just have him sit here and like.
Bobby Lee was his name.
Bobby Lee. There you go. I would just have him sitting around me.
John just loves to keep bringing up. Ticket. Keeps loving to bring up The Last Jedi.
Yes, I
no,
do.
he's making fun of me because he enjoyed the movie and I mock it relentlessly.
Although, you know what, I keep wanting to do this, but it's on Amazon. I should watch it again to see what, knowing now everything I've known, watch again and see what I think of it. Because that's the second time viewing. Because really? I've heard a lot of people say, but I heard a lot of people say that I hated it the first time. The second time I didn't hate it as much. So we'll find out.
I don't feel like that's going to be the case.
Have you seen it a second time though?
Have I seen? No, not yet.
No, I mean,
do you want to watch it a second time together?
Not really. I got other stuff to do.
Yeah.
You know, I watched the Force Awakens like 3 times in theaters and once at home. So I really liked that first one, but the second one I wasn't as crazy about.
The first one was all right. It was all right.
Morgan Fairchild. Is Morgan married to Morgan Fairchild?
Really?
Dang. Bobby Lee?
Wait, Bobby Lee was married to Morgan Fairchild, or John Lovitz was married to Morgan?
That's a good question.
Fairchild. Because I feel like if you say John Lovitz, that makes sense.
Is that because you're racist, Joe? Because you're against Asians? Asians can't be romantic leads.
No, it's just.
I feel that way.
Is that?
No, I mean I feel like I can't be a romantic lead.
Why would the marriage thing, like, that's not a script, like, it wasn't.
Yeah, I know.
Like, it's not like he got.
I'm just trying to hashtag you
on that. Oh, okay.
I'm trying to hashtag this video. Get some views. No, just kidding.
Create some steamy drama.
Don't create steamy drama. Seriously.
And Bobby Lee and Morgan Fairchild, a menage a trois of I don't know. I don't even know where I was going with that.
Yeah, I'm no drama, John. I don't like drama, unless it's on a screen,
unless it's on a screen
or a movie. That's what I like. Yay for a guy who doesn't want to talk about Star Wars. John sure likes to keep talking about Star Wars.
Yeah,
I'm not discussing Star Wars. I'm just dropping Star Wars.
He's just name dropping.
Yeah,
on screen like over and over again.
Hey, you know what? You know what's a good movie? That Last Jedi. But let's not talk about Star Wars.
Yep.
Joe, what do you think of that movie, Last Jedi? It was a good movie, right? But no, let's not talk about Star Wars. Let's talk about something else. Let's talk
I'll tell you what.
Star Wars.
Hey, Disney, you know what would change my mind? A little bit of this. And just like a big, thing of money comes in. I'm like, I love Star Wars.
I'll take a few tickets to Disneyland, frankly.
Notice I didn't put him
Just let me go to Disneyland for a couple times, hang out, think I'm cool. Because let's face it, I can't afford to go. I'm too damn cheap. Ever gone to a film festival?
Yes.
Yeah, a couple times. Couple. Like 10 times, I think. 10 different festivals. Didn't go to all of them, but we went to like 8 of them.
What movie would you guys say had the best cinematography?
Ooh, good question. Oh, why didn't it come to me?
Wow, I know the movie and Something of a Spotless Mind.
Yeah, it's
Sunshine.
Sunshine, yeah. Sunshine on a Spotless Mind.
Yeah, with Jim Carrey and Kate Winslet.
Yep. I like Roger Deakins' work on the Bond film, the one before. I want to say it's Skyfall. I think it's
Eternal Sunshine of a Spotless Mind.
Eternal Sunshine. I think it's Skyfall that maybe the two before Skyfall, the one with the really beautiful Japanese Singapore like gambling place he went to, whatever that. And there's a beautiful Hong Kong like fight scene, and I thought that was really good.
Lawrence of Arabia
really good too.
Was a good one, but at the same time, there's a lot of desert. So
well, the thing is, like, he filled that desert with like tons of extras.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Gandhi's like that too. I mean, Gandhi. A movie I just got done watching was Samakara or whatever, Kamasa. One of those weird no dialogue, no Samakara, something like that.
Movie
Chad
with the best cinematography, Blade Runner 2049.
That's pretty good. That's a very good one.
It's a good one, but honestly, if you're gonna say that, you could also just say Blade Runner. Because
it's a little different than Blade Runner. It's a lot different than Blade Runner.
It's a lot different than Blade Runner, but I mean, like it was. Blade Runner was beautiful too. I mean, for the time, like and how they did it.
Gone with the Wind. The Last Jedi had some really good cinematography.
Did it?
That's what Computer Guy says.
Yep.
I like this question. What film would you want played in your funeral? What are you trying to say?
Murder.
Kill him.
I don't have a film. At that point, I would just like somebody to not have let me die. At that point, that would be great.
You know, like one of the most requested songs we played at a funeral in London, in England, is like that song from Life of Brian.
Oh,
always look on the bright side of life. Yeah, so that's our karaoke of the night. But that's a good one. That would be fun to play at a funeral.
Yeah. What about Lord of the Rings cinematography? It was good. I mean,
it was good if it just wouldn't end.
Yeah.
And now our story comes to a close. Wait,
Vanilla
there's
Sky.
More.
That was a good one. That wasn't bad either. Yeah.
Which do you like better, John Williams or Hans Zimmer?
I'd go with Hans Zimmer.
I like. Well, you know what? Yeah. John Williams is like given.
Yeah.
But if you want to do John Williams, I would do John Williams or Ennio Morricone. And Morricone, I would say, over Williams. However, no, that's the hipster in me here. Yeah. However, check out Hans. Okay, forget all you know about Hans Zimmer and go check out his music from the 80s. Because he was one of the first people to introduce electronic music into the movie score business. And then go check out Radio Killed the Video Star when he was playing keyboard on it, too. Yeah. There's a lot of stuff in Hans. He's not the whole...
Aloe says, what's your favorite South American movie?
Boy from Brazil? Boys from Brazil? That's I think the only one I know.
I would say...
I don't know that's South American. Evita?
Whatever you think is good, I agree with it.
We're Americans. We don't get movies from other countries that often. You guys get all of our movies, but we don't get a lot of.
It's one of those things where it kind of gets flooded to you guys and where you are, but to us, it's one of those things we have to go look for that stuff. And 9 times out of 10, we're inundated with so much stuff from here that we don't really go and check out that stuff. So it kind of goes to just like a one artsy theater in around here, and then
not much around here either.
Yeah, and it lasts maybe a week.
So we had a theory, like a friend of mine was about like United States, like every country has its own national film market, right? Like Philippines they make movies in Philippines for Filipinos, but usually those movies don't get sent out to like Africa to watch in Cairo because it's just but Hollywood is different. The United States. We have a American big Hollywood film market. We also have a smaller, like Americans only kind of film market. Those are the comedies and the smaller movies, and TV shows even.
And Modajo said, "What is your favorite Hitchcock film?" Vertigo.
We talked about this. You said we picked Psycho last time.
Did I?
Yeah, but that's okay. You can go out to switch.
Yeah,
Vertigo it is this month.
I'm feeling Vertigo this month.
I think I'm gonna go with Psycho.
All right, there we go. Because I think we went. I went Psycho and you went Vertigo.
I went Vertigo. Yeah, so we're gonna switch.
All right, we switched.
I think I'm gonna go with Last Jedi.
What is your all-time favorite original film score?
Oh, good question.
Jurassic Park.
Oh, that's a good one.
I don't know. Whenever I hear it, and I play video games on Twitch and stuff like that. So whenever I play Ark, which is this game that's about dinosaurs, I always have to play that soundtrack because it's uplifting. It's just like and then it goes dark.
Miley got a good one. The guy who did the Pee Wee Herman theme song, that's Danny Elfman.
Yep.
And I think that's a good one. One of my favorites is Nightmare for Christmas.
Oh, that's a good one.
You know, the thing about it took me a long time I didn't realize I was like much older. I think Brian was the one that showed me this, but like this is Halloween. This is an inversion of the Carol of the Bells. So it's like the notes are flipped.
Whoa, that's true. That's actually really cool.
That's why it's so cool. I love that. And that music is amazing from that movie. Sorry, I hit the mic there, guys.
I didn't hear if you said you saw the documentary on film endings by the director of Little Miss Sunshine.
Oh, no, I didn't see that.
It was good. I can link it if you need it.
Yeah, put it in somewhere.
Yeah, make a comment down below.
Yeah, or
and we'll check it out.
Put it in like the comment section or something so that it doesn't get lost in these comments because there's going to be hundreds of these.
Yeah, exactly. Put it in the actual like end comments of this. When we
Have you got any guys you out there following movie set memes on Facebook?
No.
Because it's fun because there's a whole thing about Werner Herzog. Like he's becoming a huge meme because he said one time that storyboarding is for cowards.
Oh, really?
And so they say it had him saying storyboarding is for cowards, and then Ridley Scott saying I storyboard everything. But then Herzog, they just like started attach his name to every like stupid quote. Yeah, if you guys don't follow that, it's worth a laugh.
Yeah. I write the future said the score of Lawrence of Arabia is my all-time favorite. That's understandable. It's a good one. I mean, that's the thing. There's so much music out there that, you know, I mean, you could, and I don't particularly like this movie because we're going to go into it, but Duel of the Fates is probably one of the
best
most
Star Wars themes. One of the best Star Wars themes.
Like, at that moment, I don't particularly care for anyone in that story, but that song, with just how it's played, and it's so good.
So I did Pirates of Penzance the last 3 weekends, and the girl that directed it is a choir director, and she was telling me about how the words, you know, the words of Duel of the Fates, they're meaningless.
Oh yeah,
they have no meaning.
They have no meaning whatsoever.
So they just wrote like syllables that sounded cool. So I didn't know that. I thought it was like some sort of Latin that he put together, but no, it has no meaning.
Welcome, I'm Cheese. What's your favorite De Niro film?
De Niro film? Oh, that's a good one. I like Goodfellas. Goodfellas is my favorite. I'll go with that.
I'm going to go say Casino.
Casino! That's another good one.
That was a good one.
Goodfellas and Casino are basically the same movie.
Thing, yeah.
But Casino's made a little more polished than Goodfellas.
I just like the ending, or not the ending, but the beginning, which is kind of like the ending thing in a way. You know, he steps into the car and it blows up, and then he's like, let me tell you my story. And I kind of love that because you're waiting for this moment's coming.
And it happens about in the midway of the movie, too.
Yeah, exactly. And then
he survives afterward.
Yeah, and he survives.
You know, I really like, we're talking about De Niro. Another underrated movie is when he did the comedy with Billy Crystal. What's the name of that movie?
Analyze
This.
Or Analyze That.
That was probably the funniest. No, Analyze This.
Yeah.
Because Analyze That was, But Analyze This was one of those underrated 90s comedies. Because that's just like, that made mafia movies. Because remember the other movie that the Zucker brothers put out called Mafia?
Yeah.
That wasn't very good.
No.
But this one put mafia comedy in the right place.
Let's see. Allow said Gravity or Interstellar.
Good question. What say you?
I'll say Interstellar because I never saw Gravity.
I think Interstellar is probably a more interesting movie, although it does feel like a 1950s sci-fi movie.
Yeah.
Gravity is if you watch it in theaters, it's stunning.
Yeah.
But as far as stories,
and Matt Damon betrays, McConaughey. So
Dr. Man, and then they strand him on Mars just to get revenge on him.
Say what you will about the prequel Star Wars trilogy, but there's no denying that the soundtrack is some of the best in Star Wars.
I think it's also when John Williams hadn't quite given up yet.
Yeah, exactly.
He's like, not another Star Wars.
Later, computer guy.
Thanks for hanging out with us, man. That's fun. Nobody represented the pointless contrarian internet. Okay, fine, I'll do it. The best De Niro film is Meet the Fockers. All right.
Welcome, Surdister.
Meet the Fockers.
Yeah, that was the one where Ben Stiller.
What's the first one though? Meet the Parents.
Yeah, Meet the Parents, and then
Why should you pick Meet
Fockers,
the Parents?
Isn't that one the
that's
third
the one? But that's Meet the Fockers is
well, technically it had Dustin Hoffman.
Yeah,
in it,
that's when they introduced Dustin Hoffman.
Yeah, and
but go with Meet the Parents if you're gonna go with one of those.
Because it was, I guess, De Niro,
Corn on the cob.
Rob, or whatever his name is, Dustin Hoffman, and then
Ben
somebody
Stiller.
else was in there. His wife is somebody.
His wife
too.
is one is, I don't know, I forget.
I forget which one she. Somebody will know. She's famous.
You gotta remember, we're old and we can't remember everything anymore.
Man,
I'm gonna head out. Hey, Juke. Hey, thanks for hanging out with us on our podcast after hours. I know it's a late night, but we just wanted to try something different and do something where it's not so damn hot.
Yeah.
But yeah, thanks for hanging out with us. Best Adam Sandler movie.
All right, Juke. Thanks. Best Adam Sandler movie.
You know what my pick is?
What's that?
You know you can't guess.
I can probably guess, but
okay. Punch Drunk Love.
Yep. And I would say honestly, I agree that Punch Drunk Love is pretty awesome.
It's not an Adam Sandler movie.
No, but but it has him in it. So
yes,
it is
that's
an
good
Adam
enough.
Sandler movie. It's good enough. But that Click movie.
Oh, Click. Okay.
Because I mean, it has Christopher Walken in it.
Christopher Walken.
And I don't know. Kind of always one of those things that was like entertaining. But yeah, you could say the Waterboy or Happy Gilmore too. So, Jack and Jill. Yeah, we're totally Jack and Jilling it up. That's right.
We had on our sketch we had a Christopher Walken impersonator, and I just had I was just dying laughing listening to his thinking his reel.
Yeah, Film Stars is just like
Pawn Stars, but Film Stars.
It's Pawn Stars, but it's Film Stars. It's me in control of a film memorabilia place. Check it out. It's pretty darn funny. We haven't put it into a sketch point yet, because as we said, it'll be part of that. But go check out Filmmaker IQ Live Episode 3, and you can see it for yourself. All right.
Do you guys remember the Idol Makers? I don't know what that is. You remember that?
No.
Sorry, Michael.
Do you make another Film Stars? Not yet.
No.
But I'm sure it will show up at some point, because there's a couple of things that we kind of thought would be funny. One being Matthew McConaughey, and probably a who knows? Maybe we'll have Tim Meadows, or not Tim Meadows.
Tim Meadows.
Yeah, Tim Meadows. Why not?
He probably needs to work. I mean, he's not doing anything. All right, so my complaint with Punch Drunk Love is that Adam Sandler is too dull, and usually Adam Sandler is supposed to be the spastic hyper. Yeah, but that's because it's a P.T. Anderson movie, because he's not. Yeah. He's boiling under the surface, and he just freaks out when his 8 sisters complain. And he just bashes the crap out of the window.
What's your favorite Jurassic Park sequel?
Oh my God,
Jurassic World.
Me?
It would be.
All right, yeah, Jurassic World.
I mean,
it was decent. Everyone else kind of sucked.
Yeah. I mean, other than the high heels running, everything else was enjoyable.
The bar is not very high.
Yeah.
On that one, I'm sorry.
I liked 2 as well.
I don't remember 2.
2 is the one where he goes. It's more. What's this? Jeff Goldblum centric. Yeah. That's the one where he goes back to the island, and then they bring the T-Rex back to San Diego. And
I remember that
T-Rex
part.
Runs around San Diego for a while.
But I was like, eh.
But I don't know. I liked Jeff Goldblum more than I liked anyone else. So it was one of those things of Jeff Goldblum where like, don't do it. Don't do it. Oh, they did it. And then he's like, yeah.
Miley Cyrus says Punch Drunk Love was boring. That just makes me want to watch the movie right now. Let's watch it right now on Pubcast.
We're doing this.
We're watching it now. We're doing it live.
I'm doing VFX by low budget money and high quality. Text me. All right.
Well, I'm kind of busy doing a podcast right now.
Since more trailers nowadays tend to show a lot of movies in them, how often do you try to go into a...
I wish I could do more of that.
I don't know if you can actually just go into anything blind anymore.
I've done it before.
I feel like I just always inundated by it. It doesn't matter. Like, there's so many areas, or somebody starts talking about it and they're like, oh my gosh, it's so good, or it's so bad, and then all of a sudden I'm like, well, how bad is it, or how good is it? Let me go like figure this thing out. And then I'm like, oh, it was that bad.
Well, 2 of my best experiences were Joe told me about The Expanse.
No, that's true.
And I was like, well, I guess I know a little about it. Let's just turn it on and watch it. So I watched it. I'm pretty much blind.
Well, and then I told you about Game of Thrones as well.
Yeah, and Dennis really kind of kicked my ass to go see that too. And he's like, you gotta watch this thing. I'm like, all right, I'm not gonna tell you anything. Just watch it.
Best Christopher Walken movie. Every Christopher Walken movie. Oh my God,
yeah. Hey, do you remember that movie where he was a sniper? It was like in the 70s. He was like really young, and he's like the sniper guy. All right. This is becoming Pubcast.
Pool Hall Junkies. If you've never seen that movie, it has Christopher Walken in it, and it has Michael Rosenbaum, who played Lex Luthor in Smallville, and a couple of other, like a lot of small no-name, or not no-name, but like, oh, that sounds terrible. But you know, B-rank movie stars, I guess. And then Christopher Walken, and it's an amazing movie. I bought it a long time ago, and it's in my collection. And that's probably one of my favorite Christopher Walken ones. The Deer Hunter.
So I'll tell you two movies that go back to that.
I think isn't that Deer Hunter? Isn't that the Christopher Walken one where he's a sniper?
No. Well, that's the one I'm thinking of.
Oh.
The one is like it's almost Manchurian Candidate like. He's shooting a. He's trying to shoot a candidate. I think it's called The Candidate or something like that.
Wait, Dead Zone? No.
Dead Zone. That's the one.
Is he?
Yeah.
No, that was a. That's one of the books from.
Yeah, but it was Dead Zone. He's trained as an assassin to kill this politician.
Yeah.
And then he gets killed at the very end before he can kill him. But we're talking about the movies you can go in blind.
Yeah.
Like my two experiences were I went to Mad Max Fury Road completely blind.
Really?
I just heard that had 91% of Rotten Tomatoes. I'm like, yeah, I had a shitty week. I'm gonna go watch a movie.
Okay.
Whatever. Okay, that one looks good. Everyone's talking about it. Sure, whatever. I go see it. And I was like, holy crap. That movie was good. And then the other one I saw was it was called it was a Tom Cruise movie. Live Die. It was called Live Die Repeat now.
Yeah,
it was called Edge of Tomorrow. Yeah, it's called Edge of Tomorrow, and that was like
we wouldn't have saw that together.
No, because I saw
Who
that.
Did I see it with then?
I must have saw it with him or something because I saw it and Victoria was on the phone and it was like, God damn it, get back to the movie, go away.
Yeah,
and I missed the first 10 minutes of the movie.
Who did I see?
I really loved the rest of it.
I don't know. Maybe I saw it with Adam.
Maybe, yeah.
I was more so speaking in terms of a movie that you know you're going to see no matter what. Oh, in other words, a movie from your favorite director or actor.
Oh, like Star Wars?
Like it's not Star Wars.
Ever since the dang freaking Rogue One, I learned never freaking read fan theories. All right, that's all I'm gonna say about Star Wars.
I really don't have a movie like. Very rarely do I have a movie director or actor that I'm like, I'm just going to go see it blindly.
The Lizzie Borden movie.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so when I'm with non-film folks, I have to bite my tongue. And, you know, like when it comes down to talking about Kristen Stewart.
Yeah.
Right, I'm like, okay, yeah, Twilight wasn't good. Yeah, but don't blame Kristen Stewart. Don't be too harsh on her.
Really?
Yeah, because she can do stuff when she's not given crap. Because Twilight is crap. Like Twilight is just like, okay, act like an idiot. And she's like, all right.
Like that.
Yeah, like that. Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. That's if I were directing Kristen Stewart in Twilight, just do that the whole time. Right?
Yeah.
Ed Wood. You know, I'm sorry. I just offended half of people.
But didn't she was in that Huntsman movie, right? She sucked in that too.
Yeah. But she was like in the movie with Jodie Foster when she was really young. It was called Panic Room. She was the girl in Panic Room. She was in a lot of great little indie movies.
I saw Panic Room. I don't remember her doing anything impressive.
She was a kid. She was 12 years old.
So wait, what you're saying is she was impressive for a 12-year-old.
She can act. Well, Jodie Foster says she's like one of the best actresses she's ever worked with. So she can do it, but it's just don't go by Snow White and Twilight Zone because those are two.
Here's the thing: she's rebooting the Charlie's Angels thing. So
I don't know.
So I'm
not gonna put my bets on it, but
you're not putting any bets.
No, I'm just saying I think she gets a lot more hate than she deserves because Twilight's so damn bad. Like and I was going off on because Lindsay Nostalgia Chick, whatever her name is, put out a pretty good video about you know, like we kind of bash movies that are made for girls harder than we bash movies that are made for boys. And it's like, you know, that movie is made for teenage girls. It is what it is.
Here's the thing, I don't really care.
No, I'm just saying.
The thing is, I'm not going to go out.
But for me to sit there,
I'm not going to go out and try to find a Kristen Stewart movie. If she shows up in something I I like and she's good, then hey, she's good.
Lau says she was in the movie Into the
Personal
Wild.
Shopper?
Personal Shopper.
I've never seen it.
There's a movie called Cake Eaters. She won an award out in France for.
Yeah, I'll be in a movie called Cake Eaters.
Yeah, eat some cake.
Yeah, I'm fat. Yeah,
cake.
Oh, you mean it didn't actually have anything to do with eating real cake? I hope it did.
She's authored a white paper from Adobe about regressive rendering techniques of some weird ass shit. It's
okay, cool.
So she's in that movie. There's that one Woody Allen movie called Cafe Society, which is not a great Woody Allen movie, but it's passable.
Okay,
but shot by the Italian guy that directed a few really wonderful movies. But she looks gorgeous in that movie, and she doesn't.
Wait, isn't Into the Wild? Isn't that children's book?
No, are you talking about Into the Woods?
No, it's like a child's book. It's like, where the wild thing. I don't know.
Into the Wild, I think, is the one where the guy goes out and lives in the wild.
Maybe I don't remember.
Yeah. So
what are
she
your
has
thoughts?
stuff.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on Venom movie being moved to PG-13 and not rated R? So
that sucks.
Into the MCU Superman or Spider-Man universe, not Superman.
Don't really follow. I mean, I'm sure I probably will see it when it comes out.
Probably.
But I don't like to read up too much on that stuff.
Let's see.
Christopher Walken
was not the sniper in the Dead Zone, right? According to your thinking.
No, he was trained to be the. Well, I mean, he's not a sniper. He's an assassin. He just he tries to snipe the guy, right?
I guess I don't know. I honestly
my brain
don't remember
is
the
frying up.
Dead Zone one. What is your take on the newer Planet of the Apes movies? Are they doing justice to the originals?
You watch them?
Not at all.
I watched the last one. I thought the last one was pretty good. But I didn't go back and watch the first two.
I watched the Marky Mark one, and then I was like,
horrible.
Why did I do this to myself? And then the newer ones came up, and I was like, gonna give him a chance, and it had DeFranco in it.
Yeah.
The older brother, and I was like,
James Franco.
Yeah, James Franco was like, haha, fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on me. And so I didn't go see it.
All right. Are we going to answer this CinemaSins question?
CinemaSins or Screen Junkies honest trailers? I'd take Screen Junkies honest trailers.
Yeah, any day of the week, man.
Because CinemaSins, I feel like, is just like nitpicking the crap out of things. Sometimes it's like, well, yeah, it's easy to... When you're sitting there and you're writing something and you think, oh, this will be funny or this will be good or this will be, interesting and entertaining. Sometimes you gloss over stuff that people would nitpick. Like you don't, and then you make it, and then someone sits there a year later and basically nitpicks every little thing that you probably see yourself, and then like craps on it a little bit. And so, yeah, I mean, here's the thing I could say with The Last Jedi that I crap on that dude's. But he also was crapping on everything that J.J. Abrams did, and so it's like a mountain that rolls downhill, or a stone that rolls downhill. So
I just heard Last Jedi was good. That's all I heard about that. Anyhow, I'll throw Brandon makes a good point. Yeah, honest trailer feels like they're a bunch of fans making these things.
Yeah.
Whereas CinemaSins just look like they're just like a bunch of jerks. And I really don't like CinemaSins.
Yeah.
And I flinging shade on other YouTubers here.
And then all of a sudden, CinemaSins gives us a minus one, or a sin.
Yeah, -1. CinemaSins.
Yeah.
John has no hair on the top
of his head. Bing. And Joe obviously has some regressed feelings about Star Wars.
Bing. John forgot the name of that actor in that one movie. Bing, 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 bing,
yeah.
bing.
And yeah, Joe couldn't say the name of Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. Bing, 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 bing. Yeah. So I mean, really, yeah. I wonder what the percentage of people who saw the newest one were able to pick up on the nods to the original Planet of the Apes.
So here's the thing,
as
man.
we didn't
see it.
Okay.
Here's the thing. No one can pick up all that crap, man. Because when you're working on a movie, I'll kind of bring this up, like, people look at like movie like The Shining and think that Stanley Kubrick sits there and thinks of all these ideas and sticks them all into the movie and creates all these really interesting... No, he has a team of people around him that come to him and say, hey, Stanley, what do you think of this shirt for the kid to wear? I don't like it. Give me another something. Bring me something else. And they go out and they figure out something, right?
Yep.
The whole point is there's a team of people making this stuff. So there's like 1,000 people each come out. Hey, I can stick this little reference in here.
Yep.
So even the director probably doesn't see all this stuff.
Oh yeah, exactly.
It's out there.
I mean, in Star Trek, not Star Wars, but it's going to cross to that. Star Trek, there was the C-3PO that was floating right in space, or he was in a trash heap or something.
Star Trek?
Yeah, in the Star Trek, the J.J. Abrams one, he had. Like
really? Okay.
It was an R2-D2, not a C-3PO. R2-D2, and he was in a trash heap, or he was floating in the blown up debris of the Enterprise ships or the starships, whatever. And I would have never seen that.
Yeah.
And somebody is like, "Oh my gosh, it's there." I look for it every once in a while, and obviously because I don't know if it's in a trash heap or if it's in the exploded debris, I never find it. But there are people that literally comb through these movies and find this stuff, and that's a cinema sin.
That's dedication.
But yeah,
I got better stuff to do.
Yeah, it's one of those things of like, I love finding them, but I'm not looking for them, like overly looking for them. Like, I don't go out of my way to watch top 10 hidden Easter eggs in Deadpool or in...
Welcome to Watch Mojo's top 10 Easter eggs in Star Trek movies.
We're just attacking the fuck out of people tonight. Holy
I like Watch
crap.
Mojo, though.
I like Watch Mojo too. I really like you guys. Please
especially the girl.
don't
She
attack
sounds
us.
really sexy.
Yep.
She is sexy. I think I've seen her. Tarantino's overrated. Is Tarantino an overrated director? I don't think so. I don't think he's made enough movies to be overrated yet.
Oh, see, Brandon knew. It was R2-D2 in space at the beginning scene of the Star Trek remake.
Have another
where
beer,
they were
guys.
getting blown up by Eric Bana. Okay.
I gotta go find another beer. I gotta just drinking sparkling
is
water.
Tarantino an overrated director? No, he's not. Oh, and also you guys get to see my Arby's drink.
Yeah, he's only made like what 8 movies. So
yeah.
not...
Here's the thing. Like, he has some really good ideas. Now, do I particularly like want to go and watch the newer ones? Not really, but at the same time, seeing his movies in the way his kind of mind works in shooting them and in like the scene direction and all that stuff is really amazing. Now, are you going to copy his way of doing it? No, because it's kind of a really weird way of doing it, and it works for him, but not going to work for everybody.
Right.
But it's still one of those things you can just enjoy. Reservoir Dogs, Kill Bill. I could, we can start going naming them down, but just like Pulp Fiction has a different way of being shot than Reservoir Dogs, and Kill Bill is in kind of that old style of like old 70s shooting, but with his kind of flair, and it's just some really cool stuff to watch. But I mean, I don't think he's overrated. I just think it's one of those things that he has a really unique way, and it paid off for him, and it's something to go watch and enjoy and maybe take something away from, but I wouldn't say like, oh, go and recreate that. Just, you're not going to, because it's one of those things that just works because it's unique to his thinking.
And I'll take kind of criticism on that whole thing about Tarantino and his copying. People say he copies. Well, okay, in order to copy anything in film, it takes a lot of work. First of all, if you want to actually make a copy of something, but his homages, they call them, right?
Yeah,
they serve his purpose in his own little world, and they're like musical quotes. And I'll use a point when that what's it called, the Aquaman trailer came out, and they're like, oh man, Aquaman looks just like Black Panther. Well, it's like, yeah, they're both hero stories. Like a hero goes to save the kingdom. It's the same. Yeah. It's a template for a story. The details are different. So, yeah, okay, Tarantino like borrows but he does it in such a way that's creative and new and exciting and interesting. If you just do a split screen and it'll show one by the other, you kind of lose the whole fact of how he's incorporating that homage into the rest of the film.
Exactly.
So,
and the thing for it is, in a large way, you all have in your head shots that from when you were a child, from when you're an adult, from a TV show, from another movie.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things of you sit there and even think of a memory, and you put yourself in the middle of that memory, and your shots of yourself in that memory are almost film-esque, and they probably feed from a ton of stuff you watched. And that seems like a very generalized way of saying it, but that's how we do it, because when we sit there, we think of a picture, we think of a movie, we incorporate ourselves into that. And when you're writing, you do that too. You're like, okay, when he walks in, I see, okay, it's an over-the-shoulder shot because he's going to pull out this gun, and I want that gun to be a reveal that we don't see until he shoots after he or she says their line before he shoots them. So, I mean, you're always incorporating one thing after another into your stories. And yeah, it's going to look similar to somebody else's, or because you watched them when you were a kid, or you watched them when you were an adult, and you like the way they did that, or you think, oh, I could have done that better. So it looks similar, but it's not exactly the same. So,
like, one of the greatest video series online is a video essays online is something called Everything's a Remix, because everything is a remix. Everything is a mix of. That's what art is culture having a conversation with itself. So yeah, definitely, we're going to a longer. And I
definitely rant.
Yeah, as you get older, it's harder and harder to recall memories. Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah,
what are you trying to say? That we're old?
Yeah, we are old. We are old, and we can't remember the names of movies that we watched.
So, can't remember the names of the movies we watched
yesterday.
Yeah.
I can't even remember
what movie I watched last night that was kind of pretty good?
What's that?
Paddington.
Paddington.
You ever seen that movie?
Oh, the Paddington Bear movie?
Yeah, the Paddington Bear movie.
With Nicole Kidman?
Yeah.
Was it actually decent?
The first one was. I didn't see the second one, but the first one was cute. It was a mix between. It was like kind of it's a mix between Babe Lost in the City and Amelie.
Yeah,
just like a weird kind of like weird movie, but I couldn't get past. I had a hard time at first getting past the fact that, dude, there's a bear.
Yeah,
and everyone's just like walking by the bear, like, oh, don't pay attention to that bear. He's just he might be trying to steal stuff.
It's like, oh, okay,
no,
wait.
There's no other bears in London.
Yeah,
there's one bear. He's sitting right there and he talks.
Yeah, exactly.
I think we need to have a little
have a little
discussion. But you know what? See, this is how bad my memory. What's her name again?
Nicole Kidman.
Nicole Kidman is one fantastically beautiful person.
Yep.
She is gorgeous, even as a villain.
I tried to watch The Golden Compass. Okay, so I tried to watch The Golden Compass 2 nights ago. And my mom, is staying with us right now because my grandfather, is not very hot. But I'm watching. She comes in and she goes, "That movie's the devil." And I'm like, what the heck? It had Nicole Kidman in, which is why this brought me to this thought. But apparently because it has James Bond in it, it has Nicole Kidman in it and stuff.
Yeah.
And they have animals that are demons. They're called demons. But essentially it has like multi-universe theory kind of in it a little bit. And I'm like, what? And so she said there was a write-up about it, about this movie being like demonic. And
but wasn't The Golden Compass based on Christian stories? I have
no freaking clue. Probably.
I think it was like another Christian version. Narnia is already a Christian, but it was like a Narnia Christian version of Narnia.
Yeah. Well, the thing is like dust, I guess, go into people or something. I don't know.
Right.
But it was like the weirdest thing, and it's just like, but that's an article she read. She read a review, and because of that, she formed this opinion that is obviously of the devil.
Yeah.
And so and I was like, it's how one review or one person's opinion of it can slant someone.
Have you ever seen that?
And I was like, you didn't even watch this yourself.
There's a meme going around the woman who explains how Monster Energy drinks are the devil. Because of the in Hebrew those this stroke is 6 and the 666 on the M, and then how if you turn it upside down it's a pitchfork.
It's a pitchfork,
stuff like that.
Tarantino says he's going to be done soon because digital projection is taking over. Do you think most people would even notice that he was gone? No,
I think notice
because there are always there's always some up and coming person who wants to take up that mantle. Yeah. But here's the truth of it. If he wanted to do it in film, and go back to film, he could do that.
He does do. He shoots all his stuff.
Yeah,
in
he
film.
shoots all his stuff in film, and that's the thing. Really, is that if he has a project that he's passionate about, he can go back to film if he really wants.
If he can also keep it under a budget too.
Yeah,
that's what Scorsese's having a problem with too. Is he can't make the films he wants to make because the stuff he's making is getting the audience is getting smaller and smaller for Scorsese.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I think Quentin Tarantino probably still pull it out.
Oh yeah.
But I think the question was talking about, do people notice that we switch over to digital? And my answer to that is, I don't think people really. I think some people notice it. I personally like the switch to digital because I'm a video guy at heart, really, and the fact I can go to the cheapy theater and not see a crappy print anymore, that they're all pristine quality. I don't have a problem with digital projection. I go to the movie theater for the huge screen that fills up my entire peripheral vision and the sound system that I do not have at home. And there's no way I could possibly buy a sound system at home that would, because my house is a mess. But that's why I go to the movie theater. So anyhow, that's why I go to the movie.
Last time I watched you talked about Coco being a tearjerker. Man, it sure was. Yes.
Oh yeah.
Who
said that?
That was Miley.
Miley, yeah. Coco.
Yeah.
Now you've watched it. You can watch my breakdown on Coco.
Yeah, there's a breakdown on it. He goes step by step. Okay. I Write the Future said the little girl in the newer one couldn't speak, so she had to sign in order to communicate. Yeah. She ends up being given the name Nova, which is also the same name of Charlton Heston's girlfriend.
I think everyone got that reference. Yeah,
the scarecrows used to scare people off from going into the Forbidden Zone in the first movie, are also used in the most recent film.
Cool.
Yeah, I mean, that's
I don't think I noticed that one.
I mean, as I said, we love nod. Everybody loves a nod to something. It's like, hey, you watch this movie, and this is what's happening. Wink, and so you're like, oh, cool. And but yeah, it's also one of those things where when you start to like slam them in there, like how many jam-packed you can get, no one's gonna catch them all. And but then again, if you really like that stuff, then there are definitely YouTubers out there who just watch a movie over and over and over again, and then they watch other YouTubers, and then but yeah. So
I see you have no last name, so you're flying solo.
Oh dear Lord. Yep. Yeah.
I liked the Solo movie. I didn't love it, but I liked it, so I'm not gonna. But that was kind of lame.
Thoughts on Hereditary 2018?
I haven't seen Hereditary.
I haven't seen it yet, Daniel.
Path of Glory or Full Metal Jacket? Path of Glory. Yes. It's a Kubrick film. It's one of Kubrick's first.
Yep.
I like that, Path of Glory. We talked about Full Metal Jacket earlier.
Yeah, and we talked about Full Metal Jacket earlier, which is just watch the first part and then stop.
And if you're watching the first part, I want to remind you that we do have new T-shirts available.
Yeah.
24 frames. They're living life with 24 frames per second. I just designed this yesterday.
Well, yes, and it looks amazing. But also, I was just saying, watch the first part of.
Hey, if you watch the first part. Oh, okay. I thought you were the first part of this podcast.
But hey, if you want to go back, you want to go back and see us talk about Star Wars
or T-shirts,
and filmmaker IQ,
Star Wars,
and lessons, and Star Wars, and Full Metal Jacket, and many other things.
Or you know what else you could do?
Or you could go and visit us on Patreon. And become a loving sponsor of us. And our next, we hit our first goal, which was John thanking all of the people at Patreon by wearing a chicken suit. And our next one is a pie fight between me, John, and Tim.
Yep.
And that is, approaching. And every buck you help puts back into this so that we can actually turn it into a more lucrative place for ourselves and for you, so that we can actually do more things.
Or frankly, that I can just keep the place open.
Yeah, or that John can keep the lights on.
I mean, I'm basically trying. What I'm trying. I mean, not to bore you guys with details, but I do outside work to try to keep the place running. Yep. So that's what I mean. Just barely hanging on, but it's getting busy now, so I'll get a little bit of work done.
And then also over there in the corner, you can't see. That's where John just cries himself to sleep
every day.
Yep, right he just has a little air mattress because he sleeps here now. No, he doesn't. I'm just kidding. He doesn't sleep here. But anyway, we're gonna jump to the next thing now that I've made that joke at John's expense.
But what you can do with that is get yourself a T-shirt, because I'm living life 24 frames a second, and so can you. Okay, just kidding.
Yeah, Tropic Thunder or Platoon. I'm gonna say Tropic Thunder. Platoon was cool.
I never saw Platoon. That's weird.
I thought Tropic Thunder was hilarious, and I feel
Tropic
like
Thunder.
Tropic Thunder versus Platoon is like funny. Platoon versus Platoon,
which is not funny. Yeah.
Which is not funny.
Oh, thank you, Miley.
And Miley is like, thank you so much. We appreciate that.
Yay, Miley! Yeah. Thank you, Miley on Disney. Do you feel? Oh wait, hold on. Do you feel as if moviegoers' attention spans nowadays are smaller?
Yes.
Yes.
It can. Here's the truth of it. We can watch a movie, and be entertained, and then jump to the next movie, and our attention span is very small. However, at the same time, if you watch a TV show and you get super into it, your attention span becomes really long, and you binge watch a whole series, like 3 seasons in a row, in with the span of like 2 days. So I'm gonna actually say, for the overall purpose, I'm gonna say no.
And then we listen to podcasts.
Yeah,
for
and we
hours
listen to
and hours on
podcasts
end, too.
I feel like when you truly, like, you guys have hung in here for an hour, and we have literally just sat at a desk and talked to you guys.
And we are low energy.
And we are low energy. And you know, so I think the attention span is really just what the person enjoys. If you enjoy a comic book movie, you're going to watch a comic book movie, and it doesn't matter how long it is. If it's something you don't enjoy, within 5 minutes, I find I'm willing to turn it off. I forget what I watched something on Netflix, and I just watched 5 minutes of it. Literally was so boring. I was like, nah, I'm done. And
I do that sometimes, yeah.
So it's one of those things of, if it catches your interest, you're less likely to give something a chance. But when it piques your interest, I think you're all in. I think people are still always all in. So that was a rant that been around in a giant circle.
Piques my interest a lot is oftentimes set design.
Yeah.
If it's something really beautiful set design and really good costumes, I'll watch it even though I'm not really that interested in the show.
Yeah.
All right. The Fabulous Mrs. Maisel is coming out for season 2. And I kind of dug that show for the first season, but I saw the trailer and it's like, I don't want to watch this because it's way too Gilmore Girls.
Yeah.
It's the same people that made Gilmore Girls.
I tried to watch, it has the Doogie Howser guy in it. Neil Patrick Harris.
Yeah, Neil Patrick.
It was Lenny Snickett's Unfortunate Events. And the first episode was really interesting because it was like, all of a sudden it's like black and white, and then there's like a little bit of color, and then and the back setting. I was more interested in the things that were happening in the background than anything about the actual movie or the actual show. And then like midway through through this first season, they changed like all the location sets and all that, and it just didn't feel as interesting anymore. I stopped watching.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
I get that.
Thank you, Miley on Disney, for yet another tip there. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
There's a good question back there, or actually, I was going to just answer.
Oh, is that? Oh,
but I will have an IQ Bits coming up. IQ Bits are our shorter, more opinionated pieces. Mine. I have an IQ Bits about how 24 frames per second will not go away, and that's really kind of the reason why I designed this shirt.
There you go.
Because 24 is going to be forever. The Hobbit was a failed experiment. Another movie called Billy Flynn's Half
Low Energy
Show, which was shot in 120 frames per second by Ang Lee, was a dismal failure. And then every other movie ever made is in 24p, unless you count silent films, except for silent films. So yeah, 24 is here to stay, and there's good technical reasons why it's here to stay. Because it's still cheaper to shoot 24 than it is to shoot 60. So I will go on an epic rant and then try to sell some more of these dang t-shirts.
Let's see.
24p, living the life. Anyhow, enough goofing around with that. They're cool shirts. Anyhow, I ordered.
If Lawrence of Arabia was to be released today, would it be palpable because of its length, or would it be?
No, it wouldn't.
I think people would still watch it.
People would watch it, but I don't think movies come from the era they're in. So like, if I made Lawrence of Arabia right now exactly the way it is, we're like, dude, that movie looks old because it is old.
Yeah.
All right. That's just the we live in our time. We watch Lawrence of Arabia and appreciate it as a movie that came out in the 60s, right?
Yeah.
And see it as that way, but we couldn't just culture doesn't work. You just can't just transplant. You have to always, we have to remake Lawrence of Arabia in the style that we would appreciate today.
Yeah,
that's what I'm trying to say.
All right, so here I have to point this one out because
all right,
it touches on. It says, "I'm like that with soundtracks. I hated Last Action Hero, but my God, did it have an amazing music, and I had to keep watching it." Now, Last Action Hero is one of my guilty pleasure movies. That thing is so terrible that I love it. And like at one point, he's walking through a police precinct, and there is a cartoon animal cat, like cop, and he's like a douche. And like all of Arnold Schwarzenegger's movies are done by Sylvester Stallone. So it's like Terminator, and it's Sylvester Stallone standing there, and he's like, Arnold's like, he was really good in that movie. And it's just terrible. It is a horrible movie, and oddly with like some A-list actors in it too, which made no sense to me. And
it was a big movie when it came out.
But it was so terrible, and I love it. Every once in a while, I will watch that movie. I own the DVD for that movie. And every once in a while, when I am sick or when I just don't want to deal with anything, I will put on that movie and I will watch it. It is great.
I have not seen that movie since it came out. So maybe we should watch that in one of our our viewing sessions.
Cool World was terrible.
Cool World is pretty bad. I tried to watch it recently.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, this is as bad as I remember it. And when it came out when we were kids, and I remember like my dad said, well, I don't know if you can watch this. This is
because it's like pretty steamy.
Yeah, it's like it's tame as hell.
Yeah.
Anyhow. What's the critically acclaimed film that you didn't like? I think we kind of covered that already. You guys think that's a Spielberg movie that didn't work? Yeah, we can think of plenty.
Yeah, exactly. AI.
I liked AI, but yeah, I can.
But it didn't work.
Didn't work that well. 1943.
Yeah,
that's always almost destroyed his career.
Yep. Did he do
The Lady Killers? Remember that movie?
Oh God, with Tom Hanks. How terrible that movie was.
I think that was a Spielberg, wasn't it?
I'm actually unsure if it was.
I'm pretty
Spielberg
sure it was. Chad will correct me.
Yeah.
What else?
What was that one? It was like, did he do the one that was like 8mm? Not 8mm.
No, that was J.J. Abrams. That was J.J.
that was crap.
That was J.J. Abrams in the style of Steven Spielberg.
Okay, that's why it was in the style of Steven Spielberg.
You know, I'm trying to think of the more recent ones he's made. They're pretty good. I mean, I was gonna be mean and pick Lincoln, but Lincoln I'm sorry, it should be on me. Lincoln Works. It's just. The funny thing was, you know, when Spielberg was making Lincoln, he was complaining about how the industry is going to explode on itself. It's going to collapse. But the reason why was because he couldn't make a movie about Lincoln because he didn't make a movie about Lincoln. He made a movie about how to pass an amendment to the Constitution.
Yeah,
it's like, okay, Spielberg, I know you're a good movie maker. You're a great filmmaker. But I'm not sure that people are going to want to watch a movie about how to pass a constitutional amendment.
I actually really like this question.
Anyhow.
John Coogan said, have technology companies like Amazon and Netflix, etc., changed filmmaking, or are they just more money in the ecosystem?
That's a good question.
And the reason that is a great question is because before how it went was something would show up on a channel and a lot of people would enjoy it, but it didn't hit the right market for them, and so they decided, you know what, I'm going to cancel it. And this is actually, John has talked about the fact that I told him about The Expanse. The Expanse was on Sci-Fi, which is what it is. It's a sci-fi show. However, the problem was it didn't hit what they deemed to be the necessary, like it was high, but it wasn't necessarily what they deemed it needed to be to stay for the money it was worth, or it cost. Which is understandable. That's Sci-Fi's right. However, because of Amazon was like, you know what? We got that money, and then we can just binge the heck out of people, have them watch it, and we'll recoup the money, and it's a good show. And also, J.R.R. Martin was like, hey, this is a really great show from a writer friend of mine. You should pick it up. And they're like,
it sounds just like that, too.
Yeah, he sounds just like that. and
Dead ringer.
dead ringer. Like, and so now you have shows that might not have had a chance. Oh, and another one, Fox had Lucifer, which is a really good show. It's kind of like a devil buddy cop show, and that was going to be ended by Fox, and now Netflix picked it up. So I think you're going to see a lot more shows not perhaps feel the pressure of, oh, we're going to get canceled, and maybe feel the telling the good story and not putting maybe as much filler into things. I'm hoping.
Just want to point out, thank you, Daniel, for correcting me. Lady Killers was Coen Brothers and not Spielberg.
Oh,
so
okay.
How dare I sully the vision of Spielberg?
Yeah, I mean, we all know the lore of the AI as the Kubrick kind of idea, but it didn't. It was Steven Spielberg, and it did indeed not. It kind of fell flat.
Well, and then there was also the we talked about Lost World.
Yeah,
Lost World was so. But anyhow, I had a question before. I can't.
Which one were we looking for?
Back it up there.
If the video game series Grand Theft Auto was adapted into an
I didn't even see that question.
Would you watch it?
Not really.
Depending on... Actually, if it was Vice City,
you watch the Vice City version?
Yeah, because like that kind of has that old nostalgia of like Miami Vice or what, like kind of that stuff.
Yeah, but
where
isn't Grand Theft Auto essentially a movie anyway? I mean,
it kind of is.
You know, like you play. I play Grand Theft Auto, and it's like, yeah, you play it, but it plays like a movie. You
always end up in a car with a hooker.
Yeah,
and what I
you
mean,
get messed up or
but how many years until we see a movie released in 8K?
Never.
Ever? Red seems to be pitching future-proofing as a reason to buy Monstro sensors, but I'm skeptical.
Okay. All right, I'm getting late to my editing here. So 8K, 4K.
Would you just leave it on me?
I left it on me while you were talking. 8K is not going to happen. Well, 8K really is not going to happen. 4K is about the limit about where our vision is. I'll tell you where the future is, my kids. Plastics. No, just kidding. The future is high dynamic range. That is where that is the next step. Because if you're old like me and you remember the time when you went from SD and you saw HD for the first time, like, holy crap, that's HD. Yeah. That's amazing. And then when 4K came out, like, that's 4K, I think.
Yeah.
But HDR is like, holy crap, that's HDR. It's super realistic looking. Mm-hmm. That's what makes HDR. That will be the next step. So if you want to put your money down, that's where you want. If you're going to bet on the future, that's where you're going to bet the future. So anyhow, that's my take.
Music Man said, "Oh, what about a remake of Dick Tracy? Could it work?"
Oh yes.
I honestly don't think it could.
We need a new Dick Tracy,
and the reason is because everyone would try to go super gritty with it.
That's true.
And then it would just die. It'd be like Sin City.
Yeah. What if Shazam...
And Dick Tracy would be the only one wearing yellow. Actually, it would
black and white.
In black and white, and he's the only one wearing the yellow hat and the yellow like trench coat.
It was like, some days I just can't stand my line of work.
Yeah, exactly. And then he's like, what was his girlfriend? Tess. It's like, Tess left me, and the boy went somewhere, and then he'd have a drag, and then he'd like shoot. What's his name?
And Al Pacino would be like, walnuts.
Yeah, he'd shoot Mumbles.
He'd shoot him in the face.
Yeah, like right in his face. Like, I can't understand you. Blam. And then like,
remember blank?
Yeah.
Well, he's got a hole where that blank was.
The blank was. Yeah, exactly. Something terrible.
But I think a Dick Tracy needs. I would like, maybe if Shazam becomes popular, we can revisit Dick Tracy.
Yeah. Shazam, I'm really hoping is gonna be good.
Yeah, it might be. Looks like fun.
Because
I don't think I've even seen the whole trailer of that, honestly.
Zachary Levi.
Oh yeah.
Or Levy. I can forget how it goes, but he was in Chuck.
That wasn't Eugene Levy's son, is it?
No.
Okay.
And he was in Chuck, and he was one of Thor's minions in Thor. But he's done a lot of others, like a lot of theater and stuff. And it seems like the director in this was like, hey, I'm sick of really sad, gritty DC shows. So let's actually do something where the person appreciates their power.
Yeah.
And he's like all happy about it. And I think I want that. That's what I want. I want a happy DC person.
I would be a miserable, oh man, I can fly.
Sounds like George the Curious Monkey with the yellow hat. That would also be another thing that could work because
That'd be
it would be a great thing, but again, it would have to be like a child show, and that could work.
We
missed a bunch of Nickelodeon
technical questions earlier. I wanted to see what they were asking.
Well, here's another one. Are there any movies that exist in IMAX 3610?
Okay, there's that the Dunkirk.
Oh.
Dunkirk, I think, was shot in
66x. Yeah.
In all those IMAX versions. There's there are movies in that ratio, but again, movies don't IMAX in its native ratio. It's really more documentary and nature stuff, but movies themselves are more the standard 2.1 or 2.2 or 2.39, of course, ratios.
So okay, let's do this one. We've had HDR, like. Will Dolby HDR or HDR 10 Plus win out as a standard?
Don't know.
Don't know yet.
Sorry. I know Dolby has like a PQ standard and there's another standard. But I'm just saying that HDR is the future. I'm not sure which one will win though.
Yeah, I mean it's one of those things where they had Blu-ray and then high def, and the high def lost and Blu-ray won.
And you know what's funny about that?
What's that?
Porn industry went with high def or HD DVD. HD DVD. Yeah,
and they lost.
The old-fashioned wisdom that porn industry decides the standard only happened once with VHS. Yeah, they picked the wrong ones every other time. Like remember those V discs, VCDs?
Yeah.
VCD sounds like a thing you'd get from a porn star.
Are you in California? Yes, we are, Miley.
Yes.
What is there? Great cinematography seems to have fans. Does anyone follow great sound designers? If so, who's the GOAT when it comes go-to guy when it comes to sound?
No one follows sound designers. Yeah. I'm sorry, but there are a couple famous ones.
And then you have certain people who put their sound stuff in a bag. And then they walk around with it in a bag, and then people comment about it being in a bag. So don't put it in a bag.
Don't put stuff in a Ralph's shopping bag. Ben Bird is famous for being the Star Wars one. He probably did the work on Last Jedi, which is fantastic. All right.
Going back to talking about video resolution, from what I heard, the 70mm IMAX film could be transferred to a 12K resolution more than an 8K resolution.
Sure. That's fine.
I believe it.
I believe it. Well, here's the thing, man. Like, I don't know. Like, I am a human being, and I'm getting older, and my prescription, although this new one has not changed that much, is getting probably worse.
Yeah.
I cannot freaking see more than 4K. If I'm in the movie theater, 4K is the max I can see. I went to 4K screenings in NAB a few years ago, and I was sitting front row center because I wanted to see all the resolution. And yeah, front row center, you can kind of see all the resolution. Yeah. But most people don't do that. So no, 8K is not going to be a viewing format. Okay, can we use 8K to make better 4K? Yes, we can. But no, an 8K for movies, not going to happen. And all you eagle-eyed people, one day you'll get old. And then you think what's your hip won't be hip anymore.
There you go.
And then what's hip and new sounds awfully scary and crazy.
So the horror and superhero genre has hardly been explored in Indian cinema.
Really?
We're usually busy with biopics and romantics. Although filmmakers like Anurag Kashyapa are really changing the game in India.
I've seen some superhero stuff from India though. That could blow your mind. Have you seen those one where he like jumps up in the air and kicks the thing, and the rocket goes flying and it kills the other guy, and he turns around and he kicks the other thing? And there's some really amazing action, like ridiculously silly action stuff coming out of India.
Oh,
well, it's hilarious. Yeah. Probably
older movies. Thank you, 66.
The Foley guy.
M. Night Shyamalan is going to cash in on Glass, and I'm super excited. Thoughts?
Yeah. Sure.
I think I'm gonna go see it. I saw Unbreakable, and though I didn't see the Split personality one, I'll have to watch that one.
Split's good.
Split. Yeah. But yeah, it kind of was one of those things where it was like when they
kind of got spoiled on that one.
Yeah, at the end of it, when apparently Bruce Willis, and I was like, I kind of got spoiled on that one. But I kind of figured it's like Unbreakable, Split, and then Glass. It was like, yeah, okay, I could see them being in the exact same universe. It's very one word. It's very superhero, Unbreakable. And then it's like, oh, what's the superpower? Split. Okay, I understand. And it's like, oh, what's the villain? Glass. Okay, I understand.
Malto knows what I'm talking. The quote I'm talking about, but
what about plastic? Or?
No, it's about. I used to be with it, but now they changed what it was, and now what I'm with it isn't it, and what it is seems weird and scary. Another question about the techie. Oh, here. How far back can movies be translated into HDR format? The question with that is, it's kind of a new technology, because I guess maybe with film you might be able to do, but the film has a limit to how the highlights kind of roll off. HDR needs the highlights to keep going for a while, and that's kind of the thing where we need to have really high end. Again, I'm not totally up on my HDR, but I just know that HDR is where we need to stop looking at resolution and start looking at HDR. Anyhow, that's it.
Yep.
Well, I like the question we
Malto.
Was there a question about what theater we liked?
Yeah, that was Malto. Malto had said, I'm going to try to find it again real fast. Maybe it was Malto. Oh, no, it wasn't. It was John Coogan. What's your favorite theater / how do you decide what's important with theater advertise all sorts of things like Dolby, Atmos, projection types, and screen size, etc.?
Accessibility is nice.
Yeah, accessibility.
If it's close to you. We go to Joe's, the AMC by Joe's house, because it's literally a minute away from your house.
Because it's a minute away from my house.
And it's $9.
It's, cheap. And
not bad.
They usually have late night showings of stuff, and 90% of what I watch stuff is at night.
Most time, it's not full.
Yeah.
Because it's one of those theaters that people just don't seem to go to.
Yep.
I don't like the one in the mall so much anymore, because they screwed up the Doctor Strangelove screening.
Oh, did they?
It was all bluish. It had a blue cast to it. It really pissed me off. I really like the secondhand theater because it's super cheap, and it feels more like movie lovers go there.
Yeah.
And they do like classic nights and all that.
Yep.
They do a Rocky Horror twice a year, which I'm kind of jonesing for some Rocky Horror.
Yeah, and they always bring back some stuff. They brought that Princess's Bride.
They did like Clockwork
National
Orange.
Lampoon's Family Vacation.
Yeah.
Clockwork Orange.
Alamo Drafthouse. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean they're kind of like that. I mean,
and then there's a Titan Lux theater nearby that has like the reclining seats, which I like, but they're for $15.
Yep.
I have Movie Pass, but it's a little bit of a trek for me, so I don't always go there, even though I wanted to go see that new Mission Impossible movie. Use my Movie Pass while the company's still alive and around. Use a little bit of it.
Do you think there is still advancement in sound? Yeah.
Well, as far as
they
sound design and all that. No, well, like the actual technology for sound is kind of plateaued. I mean, I'm not on the bleeding edge of stuff. To me, stuff sounds good. It sounds good. I'm not like 320 megahertz. I gotta have that.
Yeah.
Are we going to talk about? No, we'll save that for a sec.
Put
Chinese girls in a movie, it will sell.
I don't go to theaters much because they always have the volume so dang loud you have to wear earplugs. Well, I mean that's
because I'm deaf. We can't
hear.
I'm a trumpet player. I can't hear anything.
Let's see. Would you prefer a musical like Demon Barber or La La Land? Demon Barber of Fleet Street.
Have you seen La La Land yet?
I never watched it because I
scared the crap out of you about how much I hate La La Land.
It never appealed to me. Like one.
Oops.
What's his name?
Ryan Gosling.
Yeah, Ryan Gosling and Emma Stone didn't really appeal to me as the main characters of a musical.
Yeah.
And then
it would hurt. It would help if they could sing.
Yeah, and
dance.
It was kind of like the era setting, and it just didn't. I was like, all right. It was like Demon Barber of Fleet Street.
Yeah.
It's like one of those things where everything's overly pronounced and like kind of looming.
Yeah.
And this whole fact, like there's so many. It takes you away. It gives you a way out and kind of to just enjoy the musical. And you're not really like, okay, there's people being made into pies.
Little pedigree difference between the guy that wrote La La Land and Stephen frickin' Sondheim.
Yeah.
Sondheim is pretty much the guy. The problem with that movie for me is the mix is too damn low on that movie that you can't hear all of Sondheim's words. Like they get muddied in the music in that the movie. But I would like to see it. I mean, hell, I'd like to see it remade. Why not?
Yeah. I'm really jonesing for another Rob Zombie movie.
All right.
Rob Zombie movies are interesting. But hey, he has his own style, and it kind of works. I mean, I watched Devil's Rejects, which was really interesting, and it kind of makes you feel sorry for some evil people that like killing a lot. But yeah, it was good. I enjoyed it. I don't particularly go for a Rob Zombie. Like if there's anything Rob Zombie wise, I'm not like chomping at the bit. But I'll get around to it and watch it. And
I like this still series. Is zombie movie genre officially dead? And Miley says zombie genre is The Walking Dead.
Oh, there you go.
Very clever. Well done.
I would definitely say that the zombie genre is undead. No,
well, I mean, Walking Dead is still
yeah,
on,
I liked his better. Anyway, but I mean, it's one of those things that you're always gonna see. It's easy. Yeah. It's just some makeup and then throwing some people and guts ripping out and like I watched. I think I talked about it like a couple times before, but it's Train to Busan.
Yeah.
And that was really well done, and I think you can always tell like the story of it is more kind of like about the dad and the kid trying to get to safety to Busan and a zombie apocalypse happening. And if you can tell a good story, then it doesn't really matter that there's zombies running around, I think. But yeah, I mean, but then again, you could just say, why do we need the zombies if we have a good story? So
Rosemary's Baby or The Exorcist?
Exorcist.
I haven't seen Rosemary's Baby, sorry. So yes, Exorcist.
Which is the most well-edited film according to you, and why? Memento?
That's pretty good.
I would say, yeah. Memento. It was done in such an interesting manner that I have to say the editing, and it was done amazing.
Well, they always say that if good editing is editing, you don't notice. So yeah. I wouldn't know if it was good editing. No, it's hard to tell what's the best edit. And I remember seeing like a movie, seeing a TV show, Californication, and there was a great scene. It was a very funny scene at a dinner table, like 6 different actors around a dinner table, and they cut that thing so sharp and fast that it was amazing. So stuff like that I'll notice, but editing's is one of those things where it just disappears if it's done really well.
Yeah.
Where's the best place to stay on top of the indie films or small releases on the internet?
Yeah, I mean,
it's hard, dude.
Honestly, a lot of the time, somebody will say something in here about something I haven't heard of, and if I remember it after the Pubcast, I will go and look it up, and sometimes I watch them.
Yep.
So,
like I watched that.
It's word of mouth, honestly.
I watched that Manhunter from just one of these. Yeah. Have you seen that show yet?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good. That was a good show. Manhunter. Chat. If you haven't watched Manhunter, it's Fincher. David Fincher. Well, I think he produced it. Anyhow, it is getting to the 12 o'clock hour. We are running late, so let's maybe a few more here, and we'll call it a night. And then coming through.
Well,
we missed a few.
We have an Exorcist. I had a crush on Linda Blair.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to the Halloween remake, and yeah.
How many times you gonna remake Halloween?
You watch Better Call Saul.
Did you watch Better Call Saul?
I watched Breaking Bad, and then I said I knew what happened to him, so I didn't watch Better Watch Saul.
I am not. I never watched. See, I watched the first episode of Breaking Bad, and I wasn't that into it, so I was like, but I heard it gets better.
Yeah.
So I never got into it, and so I was like, well, I'm not gonna watch Better Watch Saul if I haven't seen Breaking Bad. So
let's see. Late night stream was comfy as fuck.
Good.
Okay, thank you.
Good. We'll probably bounce around as far as hours and what we do. We want to change it up a little bit.
Maybe what we'll do is just one as a day, like do one as a day, and then the other as a night in August.
We could do
not in August, but like as our 2.
Maybe we could do 2. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of which, by the way, we have a site. Do I have it up here?
Yeah.
FilmmakerIQ.com. If you do want to go to, we do live quizzes every single day on what's going on today.
Leroy Jenkins.
I believe it's Miley Kunis's birthday. That's Monday.
Yeah.
We got stuff happening every single day. Take a quiz, and guess what? at the end of the month, whoever has the most points wins themselves a brand new T-shirt. Now, I usually give you out the logo T-shirt, but at the heck of it, you tell me that you want one of these T-shirts, I'll send it to you on me if you are the top points earner. Signing up is absolutely, whoops, that's not the button I wanted to push. Signing up is absolutely free. There's no charge at all on the site anywhere. We don't make any money. The only way you can give us money if you want is through Patreon, so there's no charge for anything we do. Yeah, go on there and be... Oh, thank you, Miley.
Thank you, Miley.
Go on there and be the top points earner. Last month's points earner was a guy in Turkey, so I had to send a shirt out to Turkey. So this month, maybe some Americans can win, so I can not pay international shipping. But yeah, come on the site. All our courses have quizzes, so you watch the course and you can fill out the quiz and you get big points that way. And yeah, come on to filmmakeriq.com.
All right, so Leroy had said best normal villain from a movie who could take on the MCU.
What? Could take on the MCU?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't think anybody could take on the MCU.
Jesus from Ben-Hur?
No, Jesus from...
Oh, wait, he wasn't the villain. Was he the villain?
No, he wasn't.
Because he was like, you truly...
Well, I guess if you're going to go that way, you could go like one of those movies where about Greek gods.
Yeah, there you go, Clash of the Titans.
Clash of the Titans, yeah, he could probably take on Thor.
Yeah.
There you go. We found a way around your stupid question. I'm sorry, it's not stupid.
Will you guys do an IQ episode on the workings of Ray Harryhausen?
Ray Harryhausen. Yeah, I mean, well, I don't think
Hans
we're going
to
focus just
the MCU.
That's true. He could.
Yeah.
I don't think we'll focus just on. Well, I'm going to me. Yeah. I don't think we'll just focus on Harryhausen himself because, you know, I like Harryhausen, but I'm also thinking he's a little bit overrated.
Oh no.
Okay. No, I like Harryhausen, but he's not. I mean, there's only so much you can do with stop motion animation. I don't think stop motion animation is better than CGI, and a lot of people think that, and I'm like, come on. Like Steven Spielberg wanted to make the dinosaurs in Jurassic Park stop motion animation, and if he did, it would have been pretty sorry. It just wouldn't have looked as good. Anyhow, Hans Gruber definitely. Thanks, guys, for hanging out with us.
Honest thoughts on Mr. Robot.
Hey, Malto, thanks for the $2.
Malto, thank you.
Miley something.
Miley something. There you go.
Thank you, guys, for throwing us some money there. If you want, you get a T-shirt.
There you go. Yeah, I mean, we can sit here. The thing is we could sit here and go over shows, adaptations, stuff like that. But, you know, I mean, it's just, you got to save some questions for the next time, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, just
think about it.
I'll throw this out there. You guys, if we wanted to do, because we keep talking about doing 2 of these a month.
Yeah.
Maybe do one like an after hours and then do one like a daytime one or an afternoon one for us.
Yeah, exactly.
So
if you guys want us to do
that,
2, definitely like the video when it finishes, and just let us know in the comments, like, hey, we really enjoy these live shows. You should keep them up. Because sometimes... 90% of you are like thumbs up, and it's more to be able to hang out with you guys and talk. But then we have some people that are like boo, and we're like, it's for you. It's for the people that come and hang out live with us and chat with us. That this is really more so for than say like people seeing it later on.
I mean, I don't mind. I'll mind having an open sleeve. But like the last, we had one comment saying like, oh, these guys gone downhill, and it's like, oh, it's because they got way commercial. They went for the big bucks.
Yeah.
And it's like, if you seen my bank account, it ain't commercial. I'm pushing T-shirts. Smiley, there's the address. If you look at our Filmmaker IQ videos on YouTube and you scroll down, you'll actually see little ads for these T-shirt items and stuff like that.
Yeah, the link is right there, but at the same time, it all goes down underneath. So,
and again, you know, like I'm selling those cheaper than what they recommend because why not? You guys deserve some shirts, and it's not too terribly expensive. But yeah, you know. If we were making big bucks, there'd be this person, not me, controlling the dang cameras. So, you know, we are just trying to move, you know, just trucking along with whatever we can do, what little scraps we can do. So thank you guys so much coming out and hanging out with us, and then the guys that gave us a little bucks here
thanks
and there.
For the donations
Thank
and
you so
hanging
much.
And chatting with us. Because this is your guys' time too. I mean, you guys could be doing other things, and you get to you're hanging with us, and we're getting to hang with all of you. So we definitely appreciate it.
Yeah.
And
Well, you know what else we should plug?
What's that?
Joe has a Twitch channel. What is your Twitch channel?
Oh yeah, I have a Twitch channel. It's the the wrong cast. I don't even know if we don't have a
We don't have a
thing for
graphic.
it.
We'll have to make
We don't
one
have a
for you.
graphic for it. But if you go to Twitch, it's the wrong cast is the name of the channel. I do video games, and we do a board night on this stage where we'll play. We're going to be playing Terraforming Mars. We've played Flashpoint. We played a couple of other board games. Here is 4 a.m. Wow, thank you. That is some dedication, allow.
Have a delicious Subway sub.
But yeah, and then we have a delicious Subway sandwich right on stage. No, but I do video games, and we do the occasional board game. Probably, I'm going to try to bring it back a little bit more. And we also learned a golden rule the last time we played, which was to play it off stream before we play it on stream, because Terraforming Mars did not go well the first time.
Did you want to play tomorrow night?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, check it out tomorrow.
So we're going
night.
to be here tomorrow night. And
Tim will be here. I don't know who
Tim
the
will
first
be
player
here.
will be.
Matt will be here.
But Matt's working though, isn't he?
He's working till 5, but we're not going to start till like 7.
Well, I love. Yeah, see if you. Yeah, okay.
And so I figured it would be okay. But yeah, so go check that out on Twitch, www.twitch.com/thewrongcast, which is kind of a pun on filming. And
so this
also
is the Pubcast.
Yeah.
And that is the wrong cast.
Exactly. Had I thought about it, I would have named myself the Pubcast, and then we would have been a little bit more.
Could have been the Plubcast.
Then we could have been the Plubcast.
Plubcast.
But
all right.
So yes, thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. Thank you for the support and the donations, and hopefully you guys like the t-shirts.
Yeah.
And and as I said, let us know down in the comments whether or not you think we should extend this to 2 a month, 1 during the day and 1 during the night like this. So Alejo Mondragon.
Good night.
Good night. And,
Alejandro. Mondragon.
Thank you, and good night.
Are you in Galapagos, huh? Yeah, that's why we decided to do an early one to see what, because everyone's around the world, so we never know who's on here.
Yeah, exactly. Normally we do one at 3, or last one we did was at 3, right?
It's like 3 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
So this one's a little later. We probably won't be doing a morning one because we are not morning folks.
Yeah.
So
all it would be was us just like like zombie noises. So
well, anyhow,
sayonara.
Check
and
out
thank
the
you.
website Filmmaker IQ, and we'll stay tuned. Next video will probably be either dynamic range. Will probably be dynamic range, although we have some IQ bits coming forward.
Yeah, I would say probably the bits one. Before
Well,
that,
I think.
right?
It depends on. I was going to wear the shirt for the IQ bit.
Ah, you're just waiting for it to come
I
in.
think, yeah, it should be here in a couple days.
Okay, well there you
But
go.
we'll do film jobs, and then maybe we'll do a second podcast this month. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, guys, we'll go back to the wide angle.
All right.
That's it for tonight.
And now I have to use the magical.
We're gonna put some music behind us. Listen to that dancing music. All right, everybody, get dancing away. Good night.
Dancing to the goodbye.
So everybody, go out there and make something great. I'll see you guys. John Hess, Joe,
and Joe saying good night.
night. See you guys.